Hello, I'm Adam. Welcome to Garblag Games, and this is Star Trek Morpheus.
Hello and welcome to Garblag Games. I'm Pete, and in a minute we'll go around and everyone will say who they are and what they're doing here. But before we do, please don't forget to go and check out Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Also check out our Discord. We've got a growing community on there. A lot of people talking about maps. We've had some recent semi-famous mapper people join the Discord, which is pretty cool.
Wow.
You'll have to come and join to find out who. So there's a link below for that. Also, we have a Patreon where wonderful people support us in our efforts to share our role-playing adventures and more. I also create maps and adventures that I give away, and I've just released the latest one, which is Adventure Location 4, The Bandit Camp. So that is now available to Adventurer Plus tier patrons. I will be releasing a couple more hopefully this month, and then we will vote on what our Initiate tier patrons get their hands on. We also have Redbubble, Drive-Thru RPG products, and all of the adventure locations go on there, so if you don't want to be a patron, you can buy them individually. And we have lots of other shows for you to have a look at. We've just finished our Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 4th edition series, Flint and Steel. That ended with a suitably heroic climax, which was great.
Which one? Flint or Steel?
Flint.
Oh, really?
Always.
That's not what you would have thought.
No. We also have Vostok's Chance, which is our Scion RPG show going on at the moment, and Colin's running that. Next week, we have starting our Dark Heresy 40k game, Adam's favourite world.
It is the worst setting.
But we have people who like it, and they want to play it, and it's Dark Heresy 1st edition, and Lawrence is going to be running that.
And I'm not allowed to play.
You're not allowed to play?
No, I've been told it's full, and they're hoping for an opening spot for ideally a new role player.
Ah, yes. I think they have managed to secure a new person to join. We're trying to broaden the group of people that are coming into the studio to help in the future. When we start to do more and more videos, it'll be more potential for us.
You will have fun.
Yes, I want to play in it as well, but I can only really do Thursday nights. So Tuesdays I get to set up and they film, and I'm like, oh, I'd like to play Scion. But anyway.
So will 40k be replacing...
No, 40k is going into an empty slot. We currently we do Scion every other Tuesday and release it Wednesday or Thursday. And now in the other Tuesday we're going to put that into there. Right. And it's On the Edge of the Emperor's Light is the name of the show.
Fancy.
Yes. Also starting next week, we have D&D 5th edition Planescape, celebrating 25th anniversary of the Planescape setting.
Well, it's been that long.
Yeah. I will be running a Planescape show to fill the gap of Flint and Steel. And we have 6 players for that.
Ooh, busy.
Yeah. And...
How are you going to get
Cozy.
Yes. Very cozy. However, that's normally because someone will drop out, so we'll have 5. Someone will drop out on a night, and then having 6 players is handy. So that's starting, and that is called The Dark of the Cage, and that is starting next week after this. So, yeah, I think that's about everything. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you like it and want to comment and want to subscribe. And click the bell icon so you get notifications of all of our upcoming videos. But yeah, anyway, without further ado, I shall pass over.
Right, well, I'm Adam. I'm running this game of Star Trek Morpheus.
I'm Sarah, and I'm playing Dr. Kren, the ship's chief medical officer.
Hello, I'm Keith. I'm playing Captain Thaviak of the USS Enterprise.
G.
Hi, I'm Dan, and I'm playing the Vulcan security officer Zelvok.
And I'm Pete, and I'm playing Lieutenant Commander Griot Tovon, the Cardassian science officer.
We don't mention the G.
It's obviously the most famous and important one. So, last week we started a new mission where you just went for a nice, peaceful and easy little time to go and pick up all your families and your sort of non-combat personnel.
Yes, because that happens to the crew of the Enterprise.
It does, just not on screen. Yes, went to pick them up from Emissary's Testament, which is the new name for DS9 around Bajor, because we have 20 years from the last series, so it's got extra bits stuck on it.
And a museum.
One of which is, yes, a museum and like a new temple and a bunch of other things. However, it turned out...
Oh my god, something happened.
yes, that the jem'hadar, a particular group of jem'hadar, now that the Founders have gone away, they've sort of fractured.
Not yet.
They had fractured into smaller other groups, after killing most of the Vorta, apart from the ones that were working for the Breen. One of which are called the Inheritors of the Founders, or the Primes, as they're sometimes known. And they had sort of sneaked on board the station and done things around it that you've seen some of, but not necessarily entirely of, and seem to have particularly taken over ops, the main control centre, and like locked down the station a lot, including putting lots of extra shields in places so the Enterprise is held in place. And with none of the characters on board, what are we going to do? Currently,
Zelvok will sort it.
yeah, Lieutenant Commander Kren is trapped in the museum, or the old ops.
The old ops.
Which is now a museum, with 3 jem'hadar, and also, much worse, her ex-husband, and her child.
We did have a comment from someone in the video saying, "Oh, come on, man. Trapped with her ex?"
It's fine. He is likely expendable.
And some poor sod. And some poor Bajoran tour guide.
Oh yes, I've forgotten about this.
Oh yeah. It was like...
It's fine. The tour guide will get themselves killed to prove just how dangerous the situation is. And then the ex will redeem himself in a heroic valley of dying in the process.
I think that...
I'd rather not. I was relying on him for childcare.
Ah.
See, I think that
You should rely on him for human shield.
I think that the tour guide's actually the secret ninja that will save you all, and it's just been playing up the scared thing the whole time.
Were they a chef?
Human shield.
Trillion shield.
Good point.
Yeah.
Trillion. Because anyway, it took us
There
guys.
it is.
Yes. Whereas these two, the captain, Tavarak, and Tovan, Lieutenant Commander Tovan, had both been stuck on ops with sort of 30 other jem'hadar, and the rest of the ops crew, it was only about 10 of them, including Captain
Edo.
Yeah, that was it.
And Lieutenant Jayang,
Yeah,
the Vorta head of security.
indeed.
Yeah.
And yes, the captain, she is Bajoran. And currently, they've also met the Primus, who's the head of the Primes, or the Inheritors of the Founders, and it looks a bit weird.
He's an experiment gone wrong.
Yeah, a bit.
And for some reason, they want the Enterprise.
Yes, and he has claimed that it's his ship because it changes shape, like Founders used to, so it's his. And
We were starting to argue with him, but we realised that probably won't work because he's mental.
Yeah, it was, oh, right, you're crazy. Okay, then. This is not, yeah.
he does bring a unique view on the world. Whereas Zelvok had decided to wander down to the Bajor proper itself for a nice peaceful sort of meeting of ex-internment camp survivors, the people he knew back then, to have a nice dinner and sort of reminisce and, be happy that nothing's
Are you
going...
happy that you completely ruined my evening?
Because
Thanks.
it's a bit of an anniversary. So yes, unfortunately, just as he was getting there, he was told that yes,
You have to leave again.
his entire crew has been trapped there. So he's gone to sort of the headquarters on the planet, which is sort of a subsidiary headquarters, and is mainly taken up by the large-scale transport facility on Bajor.
Are you wearing your civilian pyjamas or your Starfleet uniform? Something a bit
civilian
shimmery.
clothes.
Yeah.
Civilian clothes,
It
yeah.
kind of looks a bit pyjamery. They always look a bit pyjamery in Star Trek, don't
They almost always do, yeah.
And pleaty. They have like shirts with pleats on them. and
Slightly
stuff. It's
flared.
like,
They also have
what's
interesting
going
patterns as well,
on? Yeah,
don't
yeah.
they?
It's like, whoa, we're all psychedelic in the future.
That's because black is exclusively for the use of special officers
Section 31.
Or bad guys.
or bad.
Yes.
Almost
Indeed.
of the uniform, though.
Yeah, don't stop putting on black turtlenecks out
Yeah,
of the
fair
uniform.
enough.
Everyone's like getting worried.
Everyone wears black most of the time, so
Yes.
you don't want to play black. Very, very dark grey.
You've got a comm badge and a phaser, probably.
Yeah.
Should we go over the directives that we have in play as well?
Sure. I mean, the directives are always in play as the sort of things that ways you can get determination and ways you can spend it.
Well, as per normal, the Prime Directive is in play. As is seek out new life and new civilizations.
It's kind of your mission.
Collect remaining crew and families, which we have kind of done.
You've not.
We were in the process of doing.
Okay.
You've not defied it by killing a bunch of them, or saying we're never going to take them.
We'll
whatever.
collect them from wherever they end up at the end of
Well, a
this.
bunch of them are on base, or a bunch of them on the station.
Yep.
Yes.
Some of
In
them
the
might
room.
be on the ship. Who knows?
And
Maintain relations with Bajor. So as long as Bajor doesn't hear about this, we'll be fine.
Zelvox and Bajor. He's maintaining relations with Bajor.
oh dear.
It's all down to you, Commander Silver. What are you going to do now?
Communicate Starfleet Command. And how many of these tokens have you got?
So, yes,
there are. Was
rolling last week
was
wasn't
that
so
10
good.
thread?
Rolling last week wasn't so strong. So you have no momentum currently, and I have 10 threats.
Okay.
But I'm sure it's all up from here.
What's the worst that could possibly happen?
Now, am I right
I have a plan for
in
that.
stating that they didn't have any kind of weaponry or electronics or anything?
They said they didn't be able to
Knives.
communicate, and they had knives, but they didn't have any phases other than those they'd liberated. So there's sort of
Don't you have a secret Type 1 phaser stored in your person somewhere?
He lost it.
They found it,
Oh,
unfortunately.
they found it.
We discussed this. My Velcro pouch that I
Yeah.
beamed into my uniform with the Velcro pouch.
But yes, no, unfortunately, yes, they did find that one. So they're also armed with that as well. So one of the jem'hadar, one of the Zonlikes got the tiny phaser.
That'll
About
be
the
what
size
does
of
it.
his thumb.
That'll be the
Yeah, it's gonna say-
clincher.
It's going to say the first time you use it, oh, just broke it.
Boom! Ah!
Well, that bit where O'Brien leaves a tricorder in his phaser on the thing, it overloads.
Yeah.
I'm an engineer.
Yeah.
But I have a phaser.
We hand out this kit that can easily overload into like ridiculous explode. Anyway,
Well, the explosions vary significantly depending on what you
it
need
does.
them to
yeah,
do.
the plot. Yeah.
Considering they are weapons that can like kill a bunch of
That's
people at
very
once,
true.
so
That's very true.
exploding and killing a bunch of people at once is kind of not that surprising. But yes, and I think you were starting sort of where we left it. You to be having some discussions. I think you were making some plans with the crew on the
Oh, you were trying to have secret
ops.
secret
We
meeting.
were trying to have secret meetings. weren't we?
Yes, so I'm going to see if I can get you to activate the computer's voice recognition protocol currently. And then I'm
I
going
have my scientific tricorder, don't I? Because they weren't too fussed about
Yeah.
Edo or Ido?
you don't,
Oh, well, let's go with Edo. Edo, yeah.
Edo.
because I need to go and have a conversation with this guy. Because, like hell am I giving him a ship, but I need him to think that I am.
it. Yeah, yeah. Cool, okay.
So I might be able to distract him, or the Vorta, we'll say.
I was going to say, and currently on
Oh, you're
yes,
the Vorta
on
current.
I'm the Vorta current,
we have
Ah.
yes,
and he's the captain current.
Jay are the
Ah,
porter and
Right.
captain.
Yes.
See, my brain's
Either.
like, hang on, shouldn't you guys be focusing on the other
Yeah.
problems?
I like that. It's kind of in Star Trek Adventures that they kind of.
I like supporting
Make
the
rules
character's
for that.
thing. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very good on exactly how far it extends. Whether it's not supposed to be senior officers, for instance, or I think it's only just supposed to be personnel from your own ship. But it just made sense in this
Person
situation.
in the background. Hi. Here's the pad.
Well, I think the basic idea started from red shirts and moved
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Because you can every time you take an injury, you can have a supporting crew member to take it for you. So the husband could
Oh,
be.
awesome!
So if I take an injury, can Sam take the wound for me?
No, you're a supporting character.
Yeah, so no, not
In this instance,
If I take
we're
an
going-
injury-
But you're a supporting character.
If I take an
As
injury,
well.
I'm jumping behind the captain.
Can a
Exactly.
supporting character take the win for another supporting character? See, who knows?
probably not.
But as Zelvok and as senior ranking officer,
Yes,
you know, technically as lower ranks, they support me.
right.
Can they take the? Can they
This
take?
is why I'm thinking, if I have my entire crew behind me, am I literally invincible?
No, because
Because they're going, Captain!
this is why there is also, strictly speaking, a limit. I'm not going to go on too strongly. There is a limit to how many supporting characters you can introduce in a mission.
Okay.
Equal to your ship
doing
scale,
that.
which is 6. So you
Yeah.
can do it for 6 people.
As many as the casting director can hire.
Exactly.
Many as they can afford to have speaking
Yeah, yeah.
parts. That way.
Anyway,
can
I'm
have
going to get out my scientific
different fake
tricorder,
mustaches
and I'm going to try and remotely
Fine,
link.
it's a bottle episode, it's on pre-existing sets.
Yes. I'm going to try and... we're in a Roman planet this week.
And this is
I'm going
Creaculons.
to try and link to the ship's systems.
Mhm.
Can I attempt that remotely?
Ships or stations?
Station, sorry. It's the station you want, isn't it?
Station.
Yes.
Station.
Okay.
Anyway.
I watched that the other day.
Really?
Yeah.
It's great.
Anyway. I don't think a new one's going to be good. But anyway.
No, it won't be.
They're doing a new Bill and Ted.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard yes.
Yeah. And I've not seen a happy reaction, really.
I've not seen the originals.
Excellent.
Oh, you should. They're wonderful.
Yeah, the originals are good.
Oh, man.
A strong and nuanced moral code.
I took a girl to see Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
Oh,
Bill.
How did that play out
That
for
was
you?
unsuccessful.
I wonder why.
I was like 12, man. It was like, you know. Anyway.
I mean, if it had been the first one, that would have.
I know.
Excellent Adventure.
I know. That's why I thought Excellent Adventure was amazing. You know.
Yeah. Bogus Journey had its moment. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway.
So, if you're trying to link up, I'm going to say they've got security lockdowns and stuff, but they're not that good.
Yeah.
I should provide some sort of condition for them having taken over the ship. It justifies me. We'll make it a roll off because you'll probably win that, but I will.
He's writing in a red pen.
It's because it's mostly complication. A problem for you. Could be.
Jem'hadar.
Oh. Here we go.
It's just a trade.
Okay.
So it's just a thing that makes stuff easier or difficult.
Okay, right. Yeah.
Jem'hadar, control the station.
Yes. I like that you set those kind of bits up.
Only the viewers could see it with some sort of camera.
I know. We need a
fine. I'll use post-it notes. I'll just stick them to my face.
Was that your one?
That's my one.
All right.
We do have a fourth camera, but it's over there, and I haven't set it up today. Anyway,
So you're saying there are 4 cameras? Anyway.
we also do have
there are 4 lights.
There's also stripper lights that can diffuse
they're
this
not
ship.
working. Are there 5 lights? 4 lights.
Well, there's lots of little ones, so there's probably about 50. But
anyway,
typical card.
Picard had just gone repeated. Picard had gone. No, I think there are 73 lights. He's trying to beat torture with humour.
Right.
So I'm going to say difficulty 3 for you because it's quite hard.
Okay.
I'm going to give difficulty 1 for them.
So I have 2 dice. How do I get extra ones?
Right, you can spend momentum, but you
don't have any.
But you can give me threat instead of spending momentum.
He's got a lot.
1 for 1.
What's the most threat you're allowed?
I don't.
I mean, you're going to run out of tokens eventually.
Yeah, but I'll keep a manual count.
He's got a stack of pads.
I was going to say, I'll pick something to work as 10. I'll queen one. That's 10.
Okay.
So king one.
Okay, so I get 2 dice.
So you can spend momentum if you've got any applicable values.
Values.
Is anyone helping you?
It's fine. So with the amount of tokens you've got there, the best
I have technical expertise. So whenever you attempt a task assisted by the ship's computers or sensors, you may re-roll 1d20.
Mm-hmm.
Does that count?
No, because you're not being helped by it. You're trying to get into it.
Trying to get into it.
Exactly.
And that's only if I succeed. Okay, here we go.
You can also spend determination to get extra dice, which is automatically a 1. But yes, if it's appropriate to a value you have or directive.
I know. How do you get that back?
I don't know.
By challenging
one of your values.
One of your values or directive. Which gives you a complication, and it's only when, it makes sense. Or he can spend his because he's a commander.
I'm just going to roll. Here we go.
Sure.
Let's go.
I think I'm going to give, because I've got so much threat, I'm going to give the Jem'hadar a fighting chance by giving him an extra 2 dice.
I'll use 1 to generate an extra die then. Can I do that?
Yeah? Use 1
Sure.
more. Oh, sure, why not?
Yeah.
Goes backwards and
Keep
forwards.
it
1 off for the
constant,
Jem'hadar,
yeah,
so I may
may
as
as
well. Oh, hang on. Here we go. And it's science and what?
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Something you're really, really good at, I hope.
Yeah, probably.
How many 20s did you
I could see an
roll?
argument for reason or daring, or maybe even control.
He's
I
fine.
think it's probably daring, to be honest, because I'm trying to do something like...
Yeah, quietly in the corner while people aren't noticing. So yeah, it's strictly speaking daring, but I try to be
I may
open.
need
So
you
it's
to distract
13,
him.
so I
Not
got
him, the Jem'hadar.
2 successes
Right.
and a 20.
Ooh, nice. How difficult did I say it was in the end? 3 or 2?
3.
It is hard to get into a system that's locked out with a tricorder.
That is true. That is
I
true.
should have said 2. Oh,
No, that's fine.
I was tempted either way.
Can I post-roll spend that?
You can spend momentum to reroll.
I don't have any momentum.
Again, threat can count.
Okay.
Let me look at my notes.
I'm going to re-roll one of my dice.
What?
Or is it a reroll?
It's a re-roll of everything.
Let me have a glance.
Because it could get
Interesting.
worse.
They could shoot you, and I could let them.
Okay.
No, don't worry. One of us can throw ourselves in front of him.
Cool. Right.
Yeah, cool. Excellent. Go. Free my station.
Not me, as the Bajoran.
Yeah,
The
wouldn't be
Bajoran
me.
is not going.
the Bajoran.
Zilvo materialises from somewhere, diving out the way. No, not you,
It's going to have to be you.
I was going to, but the Bajoran is not going to jump in front of a Cardassian.
Well, hey, that's a long. It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
She's older though.
In this
She was
galaxy.
That's
there.
true. In the
I think it's going to have to be the Vorta if someone jumps in front of you at this
That's
point.
fine. No, Vorta's not going to jump in
Because
front of
there
my
are 10
Cardassian.
other people here.
You're not doing very well.
Craig, someone name one of the 10 other people.
I don't need anyone to jump in front of a phaser for me.
Oh, good.
You're going to do it yourself.
It's just unfortunate that the medic is in a different part of the station.
Right.
And elsewhere.
You can't re-roll that dice with momentum. Actually, it's only with determination, I think, unless you have talent, which as you can, because there are a lot of talents that allow you to re-roll stuff.
Well, that's fine. You have determination. You can use determination to reroll.
You can use determination to re-roll as many dice as you'd want.
Oh, that's good. Yes, let's do that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to use my determination because you play these games and you've got one of these points and you never spend it because you're like, ooh, I don't want to spend it.
Yes,
Boom.
now would be a good time.
Determination, gone. I'm going to re-roll 2 dice. So I'm going to keep that 4 over there.
the success.
2 successes because my science is 5.
Indeed.
Ah! Boom, boom.
That makes up for it.
3, 4, 5.
You don't have to shoot him yet.
I wasn't going to shoot him.
It
I'll
makes
get
a
it
weird
out.
noise and I go, whoa, speed up.
Told
Little
you, turn the
holographics.
holographic display.
Oh yeah, turn that off, yeah.
Let me see.
Quite excited.
You've definitely no, not that. You've definitely succeeded. Just if you get momentum up, because I think you'll either have. Because
If I
unsurprisingly,
succeed, or when using a tricorder, I gain an additional momentum
Oh, no.
because I am the science officer.
you can't store that one though. But anyway, you'll spend it on this roll.
I will use it for interesting
Let me see if you've got-
Additional
information.
What's their total? Is it? It is. It's probably control plus science. Well, probably not security. But anyway, so yeah, they've got 2 successes. So it's an opposed roll. So because I got 2 successes,
Mhm.
that's 1 over my difficulty.
Yeah. And I rolled 5.
Which is 2 over. So you succeeded. If it was a tie, you would succeed anyway because it goes to the active person. You were trying to do something where they were trying to defend, so it goes to the
Okay.
active person. So that means you succeeded with 1 momentum plus your 1 from your talent.
Okay, so I've got 2 momentum.
Mm.
And I can store one of those.
You can indeed.
So let's store one of those.
Yep. And you've got one.
And
to
I
use.
can only spend it on the obtain information momentum spend.
Right, well, there you go.
Cool. So,
So you're in,
right.
and then I've noticed you yet.
I want to have, like, he's asked for the voice.
No, I wanted you to activate the voice recognition protocols in the computer so that it would recognise my voice.
Sure. Yes, I will do that.
Or
That's
other
what I've been trying to
officers
do.
were put
That
on
is
a
done.
jem'hadar.
The extra obtain information momentum, I will glance at the internal sensors and see how many jem'hadar are on the station and where,
they? Yeah.
Okay,
if possible.
well, there's 13 here. Promises readings are a bit weird. Let's see. There seems to be quite a lot happening around the station. There do seem to be like battles and fire, and they're like basically all of the internal like force fields have gone up, so it's all like locked down as hell.
Okay.
But people obviously broken through those in different places. There are small battles going on all across the station, and especially there seems to sort of be breaking the pylon that the Enterprise's docks on is being attacked. From they're trying to break through there as well. There's lots of all this kind of thing. So
It's difficult to tell,
There's
but it's widespread across the whole
I
station.
Yeah.
thought the Enterprise was trying to get pit troops onto the station.
that's what I mean. They're trying to break.
In.
Yeah, that's trying to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're trying to break through currently they're just locked in the Enterprise, as it were. But the jem'hadar, there seem to be jem'hadar on that pylon guarding the place, but they don't seem to be trying to break in currently.
I'm tempted to spend the other momentum on another obtain information.
But I'd say that there's definitely more than 150 jem'hadar aboard the station.
Okay, I will relay that in a slightly worried whisper. I'm tempted to use the other momentum to check out Primus's sensor readings because he just said his scan's weird. But I don't know whether he's just a mistake or there's something.
Who said he scans weird?
Well, as I was looking at the internal sensors, it said there are 30 people in here. Primus looks a bit weird, and then here's all the other stuff going on.
I did say that.
Okay.
So I'm like, ooh, maybe that's piqued my interest, and my recent temporal mechanics is making me thinking something weird might be going on.
Do the thing.
So I'm going to spend the other momentum point, if that's all right, Captain, and try and get the scan of Primus so I can have a look at it, if possible, or just have a
Sure.
fleeting
Just
look.
trying to think what you'd be able to get with internal sensors.
Yeah, it's not a medical scan.
Exactly.
That comes as a digital app.
I'd say that he looks very different internally from all of the other jem'hadar. Absolutely, he's been experimented on significantly. His genetic code, his internal organs are in different places and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you probably get this. It looks like his internals are a bit unstable, like bits of it are moving around and changing.
Oh,
He's trying to give himself like some sort of changing DNA or something.
yeah.
So
Alas, Dr. Crane is locked down in the museum.
yes.
Captain, there are clearly over 150 jem'hadar on board the station, and there is battle commenced in many quarters and pylons and all across. Emergency force fields have raised, and some people have made their way through. Seems the Enterprise crew are trying to get their way into the pylon.
Right.
Primus,
Voice commands active.
voice commands activated.
Computer.
yes.
Activate.
Well, it will beep actually. It won't
Yes.
say yes because they do.
Activate emergency override authorization code for VIAC, India 701 Gamma. Engage level 10 force fields around all jem'hadar life signs and release all other security lockouts.
I think we'll give the jem'hadar a chance to notice.
Can I do anything? Can I do anything to make them not? Can I use this?
Well, it'll be an opposed roll, I think.
Okay.
You might roll well. Be optimistic.
Right. What? I'm rolling on my thing.
Well, can we cause a distraction while he's doing it?
I did say I may have a possible
Yeah,
distraction.
they were ready to
One of you can
distract.
have, yes.
I'm going to go up and punch a jem'hadar in the face.
It's a Bajoran.
Yeah, distraction.
Get off my station.
As I said,
Do it!
she's my captain. If she doesn't give me any nod that she's about to go and just punch a jem'hadar in the face, I think I will have to let her.
Yeah,
I
okay.
will rush over there, but yeah, to make sure she doesn't
she's
get
alright,
punched
fine.
back in the face
What's
by a
that?
jem'hadar.
Is that?
Okay.
It might be daring.
So I would say
Fitness.
for you it's probably daring with security, because security is doing things quietly and hiding them.
Security 3.
Oh, that's the one I
Are you sure it's not command? I'm commanding this thing to do.
You are, but
Yeah.
the difficulty is
Totally
doing it
gonna
quietly
die.
before they
It'll be totally
interrupt.
worth it, yeah. I'll cause a distraction. Oi!
I did say I could distract Primus, however. I think
Why do you
I
get
can.
the tactical?
I've already made
officer?
the decision. I'm the captain. I'm taking the
Yeah,
risk.
yeah.
Okay, go for it.
Right.
I'm going to
It's
run
my
after
station.
her,
I'll
but-
take the risk.
I'm going to close my tricorder and sit quietly in the corner.
This is how
I know what
Bajorans-
jem'hadar
This is
do.
how Bajorans do it.
Cowardly Cardassians, clearly. Okay.
Idiots.
So I'm going to say
I'll just mutter to myself as the Bajoran runs across the room.
I'm going to say difficulty 2 to be doing that, get all that out without being noticed.
Okay.
Difficulty 1 for them to notice it.
So.
What does my distraction do?
Well, you'll be rolling as well, a dice, on probably something like daring plus security, which is the same thing but for an entirely different reason.
Can I also use my focus of combat tactics? Because I'm trying to lock them out.
Yeah, sure.
So I need
Does
11
that give me another
or
dice?
under.
Or just give me.
No, it means
It means that if you roll underneath your discipline as opposed to just rolling ones, you'll get 2 successes. That's a good
Okay.
point. What focus did you have that was relevant? Probably something.
Yay.
Yeah.
So I
Computing related.
need one.
Oh no, that's a good point.
Is it normally under the combined then?
It's 8 successes under the combined numbers.
Yes.
You get 2 successes if you roll a 1. If you've got an actual focus, it's 1 success under the combined.
So if I roll a 1, I will be getting 3 successes. Because my
Don't fuck up.
security is a 1.
Well, no, again,
You can only get a double.
you can only get 2, but if
Yeah.
you've got an applicable focus, it means that, yes. But if
That's
you're...
what I'm saying. My focus will be on the security, which will mean I need to get under 1 to
Oh,
get
right,
a
yeah.
double.
So it doesn't count.
The focus is pointless if you have a discipline of 1. Because unsurprisingly, your focus doesn't come in too much when you have only the basics in an area. You're used to speaking loudly and commanding people, not whispering in corners.
Right, well, if I'm speaking loudly and commanding people, I want to be using commands.
Exactly.
No, look.
But this is why it's not your
We can use this complete and utter clusterfuck to our advantage, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Let us roll, see how bad we do it. I'm sure we can turn it to our advantage. I passed!
I got almost 2 successes. I got 1 success.
As long as you got 1, because otherwise his helping wouldn't help.
I got 1 success.
I got 1
Good,
success.
good. If you got nothing.
So I was just opening.
Subtle.
Yeah, I know I'm not strictly speaking.
Sorry.
Is that what have you just been to the food replicator? You just going,
Everyone
Well, someone's
just in the corner.
Oh, distraction!
Oh, I haven't had a drink for like 3 hours, man. I've been moving around the station that didn't offer us a drink the whole time. Anyway, sorry.
See, I went for ice cream first.
She did, yeah.
There was ice cream.
Jumbo.
now a drink.
Right, so how badly have we screwed up?
So overall, you got 2 successes. So
I got a success, yeah.
So you got success and you got success. That was the number you needed to pass.
Yes.
They rolled incredibly badly.
Yeah! Is that because he punched him in the face?
No, they rolled badly just all by themselves. Should probably be.
Every little helps. You're right, sir.
I'm trying to pick up the extra tea, and I've only got little arms. There we go. I've got it.
Can I have a cup of tea?
Of course you can. More tea.
You pull out this fucking huge thing. When you're trying to reach the tea. Whoa! But that's like pulling a ladder out of like a little. You're reaching around in your bag of holding.
Tea's important.
So they got nothing. And a 20.
There you go.
Oh!
Oh, wicked.
So,
Go on.
Oh no, this is for something else he's doing, right?
This is an opposed roll, isn't it? Sorry.
yeah.
It was, but they got nothing and a 20.
Yeah.
What happens when they get a 20? Do we get something?
So we got 2 successes. Does that mean we get momentum? Or is
No,
it just
because
successes beyond
the difficulties was 2. So,
Gotcha.
so you got the correct number of successes.
It's
otherwise
been
you would have both
it's
failed.
been 2 weeks since we
Yeah.
last played this thing. I
Thank
can't
you for
remember.
use of your.
So we can keep it there. See that?
Thank you for use of your godlike.
Obviously, as I say, I'm not.
Thornless Rose. That's what I forgot. Anyway.
See, I said, didn't I?
Yeah.
We were talking about when Pete would mention these interesting new opportunities earlier at the beginning, and then I said at random points in the middle.
Yes.
Though obviously I wasn't rolling dice. If
Yes.
my captain had decided to punch people, I'm assuming that's what we're doing.
Yes.
So I will probably rush over to
If
help
this all
them.
goes to plan, you'll hopefully be punching a force field.
Yeah.
But
A level 10
I will
force
also
field.
be running over
Ow.
to Gage.
I was going to say, unfortunately, yes. Because you didn't roll a 20 on that kind of thing. Well, I'm just trying. The thing is, I have to give
Roll
complication to
to
my
purchase
character,
the force field
other than
before
in a
you
force field,
punch
because
it.
that was kind of the result of the roll.
Depends where she is. If she's out, if it's not, if she's not in reach, I probably won't. But
Rather than jem'hadar control the station, what about jem'hadar prisoners on station?
Well, that's kind of
They
the,
can't talk to each other.
communication's disrupted.
No, yeah, sure.
Did you pass that full stand?
Okay, the deep passes towards down. Careful,
Where
it's hot.
Keith slides a cup of tea across the table.
Why are you worried about all these fluids around your electronic equipment?
Yeah.
No idea.
It's only an alien.
Right, so all the force fields go down. If you were going to punch them again, yeah.
No, that will probably hurt.
Damn it!
Yeah,
I nearly got to punch jem'hadar.
you punch it, get stung a bit.
Ow!
Did you roll? Did you not fail to notice?
Well, no, I
I can't
wasn't.
There's a
make that a
roll
roll.
with it.
It's interesting
For
enough.
the sake of argument, the water is going ow, 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 ow.
It's not interesting enough to roll for.
Okay. Right, so does Bajor see this happen?
I don't think this quickly. We'll continue with the ops
Have we had
situation.
our comm badges taken from us?
Yes.
I miss the station's called.
Yes, so they're all in force fields.
Damn it!
Yeah.
Um,
I'm assuming
we can
they're
access-
pretty pissed off.
well, Well, again, they're jem'hadar, so they're kind of like...
They always look angry.
So they'll be going around,
Always
they'll be
angry.
testing them. And,
All the time.
they'll be trying to hit the force field, seeing if they can break through them. Some are probably
Can we-
properly
Captain,
trying.
I suggest you get your security forces into where the jem'hadar are on.
Yeah, so I will
Everywhere.
quickly jump to whatever the equivalent of the tactical station map is, with my security chief, start
Yeah,
giving
wherever
orders
my
to
normal
units and
station
kind of
is,
like, where's not, where they're losing, where these reinforcements,
And
you
also,
know, start taking
and also
prisoners.
what the hell they've done
And
to the
also
station.
send out a general distress call that there are jem'hadar occupying the space station and they're taking prisoners.
I'm going to go over to the nearest comm panel. Enterprise.
And in the background,
I'm not the Enterprise.
I'm coming Kren, because I'm worried that she's been killed by jem'hadar.
Aww.
Okay, take you a second to get through to them, during which Primus will... Because he was sitting on the captain's chair, so there's now a force field around the captain's chair. Well,
Oh, is there a
that's...
chair on this ops? Is it?
Yeah, I said there's a sort of it sort of
Oh, right.
goes down to the chair in the middle of it, and it's got the traditional commander's chair and the sort of panels, circular set of panels around it, a couple of steps. So yes, there is a chair in the middle. He was lolloping on it when sort of sitting, not very formally on it earlier.
Feet up on the arm or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Distasteful behaviour.
Well, that's
Pete is finding this hilarious.
Sorry. Sorry.
that's
You're right.
Yeah.
interesting. How fascinating. Well, that's quite interesting what you've done there. Computer, disregard my last instruction in your voice.
Son of a bitch.
Captain, I meant to say, there's something about his internal organs. They seem to be fluid, malleable,
Oh
changing.
shit, so now we've got a bunch of holy jem'hadar.
In fact, if you could invert it and disregard all commands from me in the future.
If I'm at a panel, can I, while they're having a quick conversation, would the quickest option be to just lock out everyone?
Might have been, but that isn't what you said you were doing. But you can have a go at doing it in time.
Rather than faffing around with trying to lock out, but if it's quicker just to shut
down
everyone, shut down everything.
No. Shut it down as it is now.
Yeah. Everything, whatever works, I don't care.
What do you mean shut it down as it is now?
Lock everyone out.
Like lock all the voice commands out so no one's got control.
Yeah.
Sure. You can have a go at doing it.
Okay,
I
what
help?
would that be?
As I'm now at a console, can I help? Because I'm just like,
But you feel
enter
like...
it manually. Enter it manually.
No, ignore that one. No, ignore that one. Don't ignore
Just
that one.
Anything I can say,
Computer, just ignore me.
I can say better. Anything you can say, I can... The singing off.
Then there's a sudden musical number and they've got hats and umbrellas and
Damn it.
tap dancing.
I dropped a dice.
So, yes, you're trying to lock everyone out entirely of control of things before this is done, and you're helping. Spud's getting a line through to the
He's
interface.
doing it in my voice.
Just while they're doing that, are there any weapons lying around?
The jem'hadar...
Probably with them all in their
Yeah.
sheer force fields, aren't they?
If you want to spend a couple of momentum, you could, because you can make advantages and various other things with that.
But we haven't got any.
Well,
Yeah,
like I say,
momentum.
threat. It always count. You can spend threat normally.
As he's doing that,
Mhm.
can I get to a transport panel?
Right, yeah.
Because if the shield does drop,
It will bar you from the console. Because unless you're sitting... Well, even then. And so I think if you bring them security force fields around people, they normally kind of go in front of the console, don't they? Because otherwise I would have had all the jem'hadar just then doing stuff on the consoles that were at.
that's true. No, but so they're all locked in force fields.
Yep.
I want to go to a station
Yep.
that allow me to beam them out if their force fields drop.
Okay.
Can I do that?
Well, it depends. If he gets this command out before these guys do stuff, and you're coming Kren as well, so I was going to do this.
Oh yes,
conversation
good point. Sorry. Yeah. No,
Yes.
take that back. I'm coming Kren.
Okay. So, shall we try and stop them from doing?
What do we need?
Which is probably daring because you're trying to do it like it's really in a hurry.
Not
to lock
control?
them. That's more for fine, delicate work.
Sugar.
Daring.
And do I suspect
Yeah, but will it be off con?
Con for locking people out? No, I'd say that's security, locking everyone out of the system.
There you go. Yeah, that's
So,
all right.
Or maybe command.
How many dice am I rolling?
Are you helping or am I helping? You're helping.
Right, I think if you help him, I'm going to try and reroute all
Can I help him?
all command console functions to
My tricorder.
I'm going to say the docking port where the Enterprise is, because if they've got some people on, they will go to a console. What's going on? Oh, we have all command from this one console. So I'm going to reroute it all up there,
That's harder.
but it's easier.
Well, we'll do this one first.
So am I,
Yeah, that's
how
it.
am I
This might
helping?
all be a moot point.
Am I helping? Because
How many
going
dice
to the
do I
same.
get?
What am I helping on?
Who's doing
You start with
it?
2 dice,
I'm doing it.
generically.
Yeah, 2 dice.
What am I helping on?
Well, whatever you want that would help locking people out. Like I say, it's probably daring because you're doing it in a hurry and dramatic.
Daring and security sounds good to me.
Daring and security or
She's
command.
good at
I can
that.
see arguments for either.
You actually did it even better than I am on that.
Maybe engineering. I can see engineering as well, actually.
Right.
Security.
Different methods of doing. Difficulty. Locking all
So I'm only
systems
rolling
down.
1 to help, aren't I?
2.
No, I did not help.
I
Oh,
succeeded.
yeah.
With
2 successes.
wonderful.
I did not help. I rolled a 19.
Okay, so you've locked everything down.
Yeah, so basically now no one's got any vocal
Okay.
vocal commands of the station.
I thought, just vocal or the?
Oh no, the whole thing. Yeah, the whole thing.
I thought you were
is
doing
Yeah.
consoles and things as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Except for it's whatever's. It was basically whatever's the quickest.
Yeah.
Considering the fact it was a talk off, there was no time to kind of like faff
Yeah.
around with who's got
Well,
command, who's
this is
You're
why
not data.
Yeah, basically.
This is why I wanted to have that one first because you could still try to do that what you were doing. It's
I'm
just,
still going to try
it's
and
going
do
to be like
this.
difficulty. I feel like I'm being a bit high, so we'll say 4
Okay.
because you're trying to transfer all the controls out of here after you've already got a line through to the Enterprise in a very short amount of time.
Yeah.
It's going to be
Yeah,
very
it's
hard.
hard.
Reverse engineering. I want to reverse it all.
Use a threat.
Add
a threat.
What threat for another dice?
Yeah.
Yeah, threat for another dice. Okay.
So we're now on
9.
dice.
So this is this control and engineering or daring and engineering?
It's probably again daring. It's not going to be control. I can see
Okay.
reason maybe.
You must have a fairly good daring, no?
10. Yeah.
That's right.
And engineering.
Where's
yeah, would make
Silvok when
sense.
you need him? His daring is awesome.
Okay, so foci. What have I
11.
got here? I've got EPS systems, which not really.
No.
Reverse engineering is the only other near thing I've got.
Not really.
I'm not trying to take it apart.
I mean, you're trying to transfer from
You're using an
a
existing
Starfleet
system.
console to a Starfleet console. There's nothing, and they're both quite new. So I don't think if it was an old one, it would be harder and probably.
Okay, so difficulty 4.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the good news is that is 4 successes.
Bad news.
Yeah.
Do you get ones then?
So that is a success. That is under engineering, which is 2
But
successes.
you don't have any relevant foci, so it's only if you have relevant foci. Does the display? It has to
It
be
has
a 1
to be a
otherwise.
1.
I thought this is why I asked because I couldn't see any Starfleet symbols.
Then I've only got 3 successes.
Unless,
It's a damn good roll, though.
Yeah. I mean, unless I rolled a 1 on a dice, there's
unless
no
you
point
ask for
in
another
rolling.
threat. Can we do
No.
that now? Or is that after?
Well, there's a couple of things we could do here because there is succeeding at cost.
Ooh.
Where there's a where you succeed but with a complication, or you could spend your determination to re-roll.
But to reroll, I would have to get.
You'd have to get a 1. So
Yeah.
yes, that would be a
A 1
risky
and 2
option.
successes
Yeah.
as a minimum.
I like the idea of doing it with a complication.
But yes,
Yeah.
we could do it with the complication. I'd say the complication would be while you've locked everything out, the one in the Enterprise has control, but the one here also has control.
So your panel there.
For the one panel you're at.
The jem'hadar's about to come and try and take off you, I suspect.
So yes.
Yeah.
No, that's not. Then that would just be another sort of fight between the jem'hadar and the Enterprise. I'll say you've got half the systems that are over there. That makes more sense. Half systems from the to the Enterprise.
Okay.
We get to pick which half.
No, I mean like half over the station. Like
All
here,
right.
you'll have like force fields for this ring, this bit of the ring,
Yeah.
and you'll have like
Bit of a hodgepodge of
yeah,
bit
like
here and a bit there.
some of the weapons here and some of the weapons here, and like some of the transporters. Yeah,
I was rushed.
Do it. Yeah, it's done.
Are you happy with that as the...
Yeah.
You weren't to know they had it on 2 separate ring names. It was.
So what's half and
given,
half?
given the amount of rings on the station.
Okay.
Half under Enterprise control, half under whoever takes his console.
Well, no, because everything will be locked out, so they've just got control. Only half the systems are currently controllable anywhere, and they're from the Enterprise. The other half had no control because he's locked out. This is why you only got half of them. They were just sort of transferring over in, like, their database name order or something.
Yeah.
And they were kind of halfway through when you locked everything out. They kind of went, nope. And so that's why they've got half of them.
Half is better than none.
Aardvark Archive. Aardvark Shelter. Aardvark Shielding. Aardvark...
Half systems under egg control.
E.g. Enterprise G.
Well, there we go.
It's like the festive weekend of Happy Egg Day.
Happy Egg
That's
Day.
true, it is Happy Egg Day soon.
Yeah.
So it's under egg
Not the
control.
rugby one.
I brought eggs for everyone. No, I brought eggs for me.
Yeah, we're not that sentimental.
Biscuits.
We're also not just.
Biscuits are nice.
We're just not that organised.
Yeah.
The tea's Easter tea. And it's for everybody.
He doesn't drink tea.
I've got Easter Jack and Coke.
I'm impressed you can get Jack and Coke in a can.
That's quite handy, just in here.
Does it have the ice in it? Because if not, that's horrible.
It did when I bought it.
Doesn't.
I was going to say, how do they get it in the can? Ice cube won't fit through the top.
And they put the lid on.
Yeah, they put the ice cubes in, they seal it.
Yeah. Okay.
Dear.
I
Anyway,
have questions about the different thermal properties of what an ice cube is made of and what JD and Coke is made of.
Anyway,
that's a good point. They could just freeze the top third of the can.
again.
Dear. Anyway, we give you science as well as Star Trek.
Yes. Star Trek is science.
Accurate science.
You monster.
Right.
Anyway.
So, using it in momentum, did you? So,
There was no momentum.
There is none.
This is a momentumless occasion.
yeah. So, what we'll say is that, Primus gets his voice control to reverse the order to put all of the non-jem'hadar force fields. The Enterprise then will release half of the force fields. So, you're not in the force field.
Which me?
The one on well, we'll do that in a minute.
Oh,
You're not in the
yes.
force field.
The Vorter is not in a
The
force
Vorteran is not in a force field, and Tovan is not in a force
I've
field.
just dropped my determination.
So does that mean you're in a...
I guess
Can I
Yes,
have-
it does mean that you guys unfortunately are in force fields. I rolled because half.
Can I have a temporary additional determination because I've just dropped someone
Sure,
under my
as long
foot?
as we get the other one
We'll
later.
get it back at the back end. Fine, we've got...
I've lost my determination.
I have. Can I have a spare determination?
It's gone all very Avengers. Well, half of you are in force fields. And therefore can't do anything for a while until you're released from your force fields.
Okay.
It's obscure enough for a spoiler for a film that was out ages ago. Has been spoiled significantly
I was going to say, which film?
fun.
I did not understand that reference.
I can't explain it. That's unspoiled without spoiling
Spoiling
it.
something. Anyway.
So,
Anyway,
sorry. Right. Yes.
We're all just as bad as each other tonight. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, viewers. Listeners on the podcast, which I forgot to mention earlier on, we have a podcast. I really need something on the wall, don't I? Anyway.
What happened to that standard script thing?
I've even started a Patreon-only podcast called Pete's Playbook.
mm,
There's the first episode is up, me talking while I'm editing some of the videos and things, and just talking about the process and what goes on.
you know,
So that podcast for this session is going to be, damn, not again.
Yeah. No, I'm not editing most of this out. No.
I just like that you're running yourself a lone wolf adventure while you're editing.
Pete's Playbook.
Pete's Playbook, the Patreon podcast.
Anyone else seen How I Met Your Mother? The Playbook? No. Okay,
No,
shut up.
no.
anyway.
I'm just surprised it's not like Pete's perfect playbook. It feels like it needs another little.
It needs more P.
PPP.
Well,
Rather than-
I just because you've already started the alliteration, but it doesn't feel complete.
Alliterative
without.
enough.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yes, you two are in force fields on the bridge. You guys aren't. The jem'hadar all aren't.
The jem'hadar all aren't.
Yes.
Shit.
Are the force fields one way or two way? Are
Well,
they
you can see through
protecting
them.
them or keeping them in? Or both?
Uh,
Like if someone shot her now, would she be
oh
inside
yeah,
the
no.
force
Force fields. These force fields are probably two-way force fields because they were done fairly quickly for
Well, that's
verbal order.
good then, in a way.
I was going to say,
They're safe.
I think all force fields, apart from ship shields, are two-way.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
given
they're
that one
safe.
example, there suggests it's possible.
They're safe, technically speaking. That's good. Safer than us.
Okay. Well, at this
Which
point,
example?
what about the rest? Are there a
The
few
ship
of the other
Oh.
Bajoran or
Hmm?
the station personnel who are
Yeah.
with us?
Yes.
Are they in fields as well?
Hold on, have we just
Okay.
made this worse?
Yes, you have.
Well, not really, because they're no
About to
longer in
get
control of
beaten
it.
shitless.
But they were also.
So he did that. Do I?
Do you want to have your conversation with Kren, actually? Because that's the other thing that
Oh
happened
yes,
while
that was
this
going
was
on at the
happening.
same time.
Yeah, because that...
Tovon to Kren.
Am
Are you okay?
Something I can get hold of.
You were hiding in the office, weren't you?
They're probably
We
more
would go,
Eternized.
yes. We persuaded them to let us sit down in the
We
office.
now have the Enterprise
Yes.
crew and stuff in command of some of the stuff, and they can get on the station.
I
Kren,
don't think that's what the Enterprise is going to do.
are you okay?
Yes, Tovin, yes. They're setting devices on the power lines. They're mining the station. They're going to blow it. It's going to blow up. They're going to blow it up.
Really?
Yes, the ones here are directly linking things to the power couplings in the old obs.
They should be in force fields right now, shouldn't they?
Are they?
You're looking outside now, like.
Oh yeah, no, they are. This is good. This is good. They're in force fields. But no, I don't know how they look. I think they're probably doing it all over the station. They look like they're trying to add some form of. I hadn't got a good look, had I? But
No, it was some sort of device.
they look like
Down
they're
into
going
the
to
main
detonate.
reactor.
It did
Yeah.
look Starfleety.
Right. Good to know. There's over 150 of them. There's fights all
Oh,
across
good.
the station.
Yes, that.
So get somewhere safe and hide. And
We're trying, we're
we'll
trying.
beam you out as soon as I can. Okay.
We're
So,
trying.
and then force fields. The force fields go in the ship.
What? Hang on.
And then force field goes around your daughter.
Marvellous. That's good.
We'll leave you two
saying?
guys out of it for now.
Yes.
You and the ex-husband, and we'll say the Bajoran guy is also currently force fielded.
Okay.
So he's not the secret ninja.
No, he is. Punching the force field really quick.
Yeah. What? Just
It'll be the
are
show.
we still on comms?
Are we still on comms? Or are we
No, the comms will go when.
Okay, yeah. 'cause
Actually, no, the
it's-
comms. I don't know. You didn't shut that down, so now you'll be on just on open comms now.
our own.
Okay, that did,
So you'll have an open comm link from Ops to old Ops office
that did not work down
because you don't have
there
your communicator
entirely.
either.
Yeah, something just
No,
happened.
yep, about half. Yeah, they're out.
We need you up here. Primus has got some. I think he's like half changeling or something. I think he's trying to turn himself into a changeling.
That's not going to work.
He's just imitated the voice of the captain.
That's not going to work in the long term. My daughter's with me.
Okay,
Ow.
stay there.
Did you repeat
Keep-
my security code?
Keep her safe.
Don't poke the force field.
I'm sending you his scan.
Okay.
What? You'd already opened it. You just mentioned your security code. You didn't need authorization again.
Damn it.
I mean, it's a bit vague how often you have to enter your security code, but you just had. I'm pretty sure for a sentence like a few seconds later it wouldn't go, I need more confirmation for that.
Yeah.
Stupid computers.
I thought about it, but I thought it'd probably let you go on that one, wouldn't it? I think it would.
Also, I'm pretty sure he. Oh no, he didn't hear it, did he?
No, you
No,
wouldn't.
he didn't hear it. No.
Didn't hear what?
Anyway. Okay.
Can he send me Primus' scan?
Yes, you've got communication.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Through your tricorder.
Yes.
Yes.
I was going to say, because Primus didn't hear
And I've got a
He
medical
didn't hear my
tricorder.
code, did he?
He
No,
did.
but he didn't need it because you'd unlocked it, so the computer was still under your
I
authorization.
thought about that and I thought, you probably wouldn't need your code again just to discard last order.
As soon as you started coughing, I was like, damn, he's got some sort of mimic ability. As soon as... Ah.
Yeah, Data can do it.
Okay, so we're in Ops. The jem'hadar are all free. And
Yeah, what-
I'm just kind of standing there looking a bit worried. As the
Edo's
captain
about to get
and Edo are...
smashed to pieces.
No, you're inside a force field.
You're in a
Oh,
force
right, great, I'm safe.
Yeah.
you're
Maybe your
right.
cousins from punching out.
We're going to get smashed
Oh.
to pieces.
Yeah.
Like I say, the
What are
other.
the jem'hadar doing?
Yeah, what are they doing?
Which ones?
One's in
One's
ops.
All of them.
ops.
One's in old ops.
No, the one's in new ops.
Right. Well, the ones. Well, like I say, I think.
At all.
Are you doing anything back in museum?
I'm going to look at the scan.
Were you doing anything before, particularly?
No, so I think we'd literally just blagged them to let us go and sit in the old command office, and I was, hoping we could see if we could find a computer line, but that might be irrelevant at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, everything's been locked out very suddenly.
Exactly, yeah. So it's now pretty irrelevant.
But if you are in the old ops office, there is a
Baseball.
It's a replica.
there is a baseball, and
You
there
can
is
probably
also
buy them in the shop.
in the sort of the back right hand
Or
corner of
replica.
that office. There is also a Jeffrey's tube hatch.
There were many reasons I quite wanted to get into the office, but the daughter is now in a force field, so...
She's safe for now?
Yes.
What was the daughter's name again? I'm trying to look it up. I can't remember.
I didn't
Daughter.
bring my notebook.
Me neither.
I forgot my
Fine, I will
notebook.
have to look it up here.
Who? What's this?
I've only got the dad's name.
Daughter.
Yeah, that's Goliath, isn't it?
Is it?
What have you
Who's
got?
Zaya then?
Oh, it's Zaya then. Right,
I
okay.
can't remember your daughter's name.
No, I can't.
So,
It's
Goliath?
been 2 weeks.
Goliath, that's something familiar?
Goliath? Yep,
That's right. I've
yeah.
got 2 children. I mix them up all the time.
Was it Zaya or Goliath?
Neither of those.
Who was Zaya?
I thought Zaya was the husband,
Right,
Yes.
okay, good.
Yeah.
My notes are wrong.
but it
Anyway.
seemed to be Goliath.
Wonderful.
I thought,
Cool.
I thought it was the other way around.
No, because I've got Karen
Oh no, she's
Oh.
Karen.
Yes.
crossed out and Zaya.
Ah, Karen.
She's
Where
Karen.
got Goliath?
Yes. Karen is the daughter.
Karen is the
Okay.
daughter. Right.
There you go. I had it all along. Sorry.
Karen.
Excellent. She's like, this
Don't
is a hurty.
Don't poke the force.
It's an annihilation field.
You're safe in there, but you can't get out. It's okay.
Oh,
Stay
yes, I've come
calm.
across force fields.
Yeah, yeah. Don't- this is a level 10 force field. Don't poke the level 10 force field. Excellent. Right, I want to look at the scan.
Right. Okay, look at the scan.
Need the other set of stats.
How old is your daughter?
She's
13.
13.
Okay.
She's a short, dark Karen the band.
As I said, sort of prime poking things age.
Yeah.
Basically.
Rebellious.
Yeah.
Totally.
You're never around, Mum. You don't know me.
Exactly. And,
I can't wait until
I don't
she
want to live on a
punches
starship.
Jem'hadar.
Reason and medicine?
Yep, that makes sense.
Insight medicine?
Uppercut.
Somebody inside, that's more emotional.
Reason's better.
Reason would
Good
make
hard
sense.
swift kick between the
You
legs.
can help since you're sort of
Oh,
passing
okay.
the
got those
data.
bits?
Relevant focus
I
diagnostics.
feel it should still work.
Yeah.
So what am I
Or
rolling?
genetics.
You're helping, well,
Reason-
Xenobiology.
you're helping sort of, yes, give her the data or send it correctly, that kind of
So
thing.
close
Reason would make
species,
sense.
Or at least identify
Probably
the most
computers or
important
medicine
bit.
and
that
and-
made-
Science?
But I feel it
I'm
should
good
still
with any
work.
of them, really. They're all good ones.
Science?
Yeah.
Because
And I wrote
Have
two
you got the relevant
dice, don't I?
foci? It's biological data.
Well,
about
kick him with an
jem'hadar.
E.
Probably not, I would guess.
Because
but-
not everyone keeps their
Utensils
genitals on the same place.
So difficulty, you've still not got the best scan, so I'm going to say
And do I
2.
need to get under the attribute?
You need to get under the combination of the attribute and the discipline
Yeah.
to get a success. You need to get underneath the discipline to get 2 successes
No.
if you have a relevant focus.
I only have one success, unfortunately.
One success.
But 2, that's good enough.
Marvellous.
You don't get momentum from it, but you're
you need
there.
to do better. We're not getting enough
Not
momentum.
rolling very well.
What?
No.
But you are using a tricorder, I guess.
I'm using a tricorder.
Hooray! So that's 3 successes.
Well, no, it's just a
No,
bonus
no.
momentum, but unusable on the object. Sorry, get information.
Obtain.
Was that the one?
Yeah, no,
using a
not got anything.
tricorder, I generate one. But that's when I succeed. Does that make a difference?
I think on helping you've.
Okay, so you can add some.
So
Ask
you
for
can
some more
guess. Right,
information.
okay. From the internal scans, it does look like
That must be spent now.
enjoy holding your blue tape. You get. He looks like he, does have some changeling in its liquid form. You could tell that it's a changeling material inside him, but it seems like his random bits of him are sort of going liquidy and then sort of reforming in slightly different shapes.
Does this...
They still seem to function, but it looks very odd.
I don't know if this is momentum spend, not. Is it dangerous or remotely sustainable?
I'd say it doesn't look. It doesn't make sense that it's sustainable, so it does look dangerous. I wouldn't say this momentum spend. You're not quite sure how it's sustaining itself, but changelings are weird, and no one ever quite got down to how they worked or not. And this seems to be an unusual way to find them. Is in partially. It looks almost like actually, yeah.
And I presume we don't just mean he's literally got a bit of change.
What does it almost look like?
Sorry.
Is it more like the... Sorry.
I mean, he's not got. He's changed a bit of himself to changeling. He's not literally just stuck a bit of changeling in him.
It looks like bits of him are all bits of him throughout his body from the scans you've got. Randomly, like one bit of the because they've got two tools, 3 bone bits here, and one of them will kind of go to liquid and then reform, but a slightly different curve, or like a chamber of his heart will kind of disappear, and the blood will kind of go a bit places, but then it will kind of reform, and it's like maybe it's 2 chambers that are pumping slightly out of order.
Okay, what extra additional information could I obtain? Because I've got to spend this anyway. Though I do get. I am studious, so if I spend a momentum to obtain information, I can ask an additional question. I can actually ask 2 questions.
But we don't know what the questions are.
I don't know what the questions are.
How tall is he?
How
Will he die if
do I think there is? Do I think there is a time limit on how long he can stay like that before bits he actually needs start disintegrating? Are we even if we're talking hours, days, weeks, months, years?
You think that he could just be a changeling that's not well. So if you think he probably needs to regenerate, like changelings need to, or at least it's mostly needed to. So he probably needs to revert to a liquid every now and then. This kind of looks a bit like this is one thing I was going to say before, but it looks like a changeling that's not gone liquid for a while. You know, when they're trying to hold off their regenerations. You know, we saw Odo a few times trying to going liquidy. But it's a bit more random than that.
But he's still got exterior. He's still got some bits that are solid organs.
Well, sometimes.
What episode?
Like I said, they're all kind of and like random places throughout his entire body. Doesn't seem to be on the outside. But...
Can I get a timeline on it? As I said, he just needs to. How long do I think he's got before he needs to?
It doesn't look exactly like information that the somewhat sparse information that Starfleet has, because I don't think he was ever a huge fan of being scanned and fully medicalised as to when he was being a changeling. So the best you've got is still the Bajoran records and things.
Didn't one of the shapeshifters turn them over to Federation security? She agreed to be held prisoner. So
at the end of the war, and she disappeared like a week or 2 later with it. And again, she still didn't consent to being scanned.
No, and Starfleet wouldn't do it without consent.
Because Starfleet.
No, even if he's a prisoner of war.
You remember we had a consent episode. About scanning.
Someone in the Federation may
Section
have.
31 would have done
But
it.
not us. So okay.
We had a consent in scanning.
What should I ask my additional question
means
then?
no.
If I get an additional question,
You do.
what should I ask my additional question?
I could just give you a bit of information that I think is interesting.
Okay, give me a bit of information that's interesting.
I don't know if it would be necessarily hinted at deliberately. You think this doesn't look like it's a changeling. This doesn't look like it's entirely a jem'hadar. But from the little bits of the scan, this is more speculation and guesswork than anything else, but it looks like there is some sort of grafty process of the joining between the bits that are staying solid and the bits that are turning liquidy. They look like there's a bit of almost inflammation, like it's a sort of grafting, like it's not of the home host's tissue, you know?
So it's a bit of a changeling inside a bit of a jem'hadar.
Someone's gone
Or bits of a jem'hadar. Frankenstein's changeling.
Like I say,
Right.
it's that's more guesswork than anything else. But like I say, because you've only got internal sensor scans, which aren't normally probing that deeply. Okay, so back on the planet, what was Zelvok doing?
Well, where are we information? Well, this hasn't happened yet for Zelvok. All the stuff.
Not for the moment, no.
Okay.
Stuff you were doing before it, you could
Have we notified Starfleet Command what's happening?
Yeah.
What are their orders?
try to reclaim the station and do your best to kill incapacitate or stop the jem'hadar in any way that you think's a good idea.
And maintain relations with Bajor.
Yes, indeed. Maintain relations with Bajor. Make sure the station isn't destroyed or damaged, or there aren't massacres of civilians. Do everything you can. Unfortunately, all of the help that we can send can't. It's still a few hours out because they're all currently dealing with a number of raids that had happened recently by what they believe to be Breen-allied jem'hadar in the local sectors and areas. So all of the sort of ships and other Starfleet ships have been pulled out of position and can't get here very quickly.
It's convenient.
Yes, it is.
Says the security officer standing next to you.
So we can't get you any more ships, I'm afraid, for a few hours, probably 3.5 at maximum warp, because most of them are still dealing with raids, fighting other jem'hadar forces, and there's other places and people to protect. But the
Right.
yes, the USS Hawking, let's say, will be there in 3.5 hours.
What other ships are docked?
It's clearly going to be a
They're all
heavily armed
civilian.
warship.
In no way a science ship.
It's a Nebula class.
Speaking, it should be some sort of black hole class. That's what it's most famous for. But anyway, Grand Unified Theory class.
That'd be pretty cool.
Gut.
Didn't they finally find a black hole? Like an image of it quite recently. So.
Just had an image of a
Yeah,
black
that'd
hole.
be cool.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Indeed.
So, right. We've got this massive transporter.
Yes.
Is it,
Strictly speaking, it's long range, but it's not massive. We decided against ship transporters, remember?
yeah, no, but it's still pretty, its capacity is still, for transporting individuals, pretty good. Is there any way that its strength and effectiveness could be used to transport through shields?
Beam them all off.
No. Well, maybe.
Because we know, I mean, the jem'hadar have been through shields previously.
They did.
This is a relatively new technology. Has anyone tried it yet?
Well, the beaming through shields thing, they found a countermeasure too, because I assume they did during the war, because otherwise the Jem'hadar would have just beamed everyone off their ships. So, like I say, I assume that was defeated a while ago. So, no, I'm going to say, well, maybe, but it's, again, it doesn't really matter how powerful the transporter is, unless someone's maybe standing on a pad and also trying to help you on the other end, going through, because shields are like, the ultimate interference. So, I'm just going to say no, really. Okay. Unless you had someone maybe helping you on the inside of the ship. Maybe you could do it to the Enterprise. That might work, because you could actually have people on the other end helping you there.
So we could beam
breaking in. So you could beam onto the Enterprise and then run in through the pylons and single-handedly take out all the jem'hadar in neck-pinching glory.
That's not a bad idea.
Or with a very large phaser rifle alternative.
No. But if we can start... If they can... Have we still got communications with the Enterprise?
Yeah.
How are they doing with trying to break in through the airlock?
We're having trouble. We've unfortunately not successful yet. Give us another half hour.
We haven't got a named character with us.
Indeed.
To do anything. If we had a named character.
Competency is a shining light on people.
Yes.
Okay, I think we're going to try that, working with the Enterprise, because then at least we've got a kind of like almost a mobile platform, because we've got Bajor here, and we'll have a ton of Starfleet security and Bajor security forces on board, and then we can just start gradually beaming them over, and then when we do break the airlock, we're just going to chuck in a whole load of troops and start shooting the shit out of everything.
Okay.
Good
That's
idea.
how I'm going to solve my problems.
And shoot the shit out of everything, said the Vulcan.
Shoot the logic out of everything.
Yeah.
I would pay to see that.
Fascinating.
Right, so,
Logic!
Yes, whether you need to be out there and help.
right, I assume the chief engineer is still going to be on board, because...
Sure.
Yeah,
Whoever they
so
know.
we'll work with the chief engineer, whoever's going to be the chief engineer.
It's
not you.
For dramatic reasons, what we'll say is that you get beamed aboard just as you open your communication with the Enterprise. So you come on board, and they're like, "Oh, welcome aboard, sir. We're just trying to work to get any communications with." We've got communications with Ops. You'll have communications between you guys. Just as you're beamed aboard, they will look a bit tired and a bit concerned on the Enterprise.
Enterprise.
And Enterprise here, this is Commander Zelbok.
We've gained control back from the Jem'hadar. Please beam security forces over immediately.
Okay.
Right.
That's pretty much that's what I said.
Well, no, the communication link says open because you opened
does
it.
it?
As his
So while you're in your force field.
as his second in command, I'm going to kind of build on that, and as I'm beaming forces from the Enterprise...
There's still no beaming from the Enterprise because you didn't lower the shields or anything.
No, but don't... I mean, if we're back to that front, haven't I got semi...
My order was also unlock that pylon so they can...
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Yes, fair
Yeah,
enough.
because we got temporary... Because we have temporary control of some
That's why I
stations,
sent
don't we?
controls to that pylon,
right.
because I'd also opened the door.
Okay, so the Enterprise is now free to wander around Bubble.
Okay. But
No.
Just open the door.
I'd open the door so they can come in.
Oh, right. Okay.
so I'm going to build on that.
Yeah.
If they can open the airlock and start getting our security forces in, I'm also going to be beaming troops from Bajor onto the Enterprise.
Sure.
So we can put more troops in, and basically the Enterprise is now a sort of mobile
beachhead.
command beachhead. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, again, soon after that...
Yes. What? You will hear. What on earth? He's mimicking my voice. Are you mocking
Almost
me?
exposition.
Captain, I forgot to tell you that he has some sort of changeling bit.
If you have
But thank you, Commander.
But when
for
he
that
did
wonderful
that,
insight.
didn't we still have semi-control of...
You've now got parts of control.
I was going to say, so, and then one of the generic officers around goes, so we appear to have access to about half of the systems on the station?
Okay, does those systems include the space station's weapons and shields?
Some of them.
Excellent. What about, are those the shields around this ship?
We could definitely make a hole to fly through.
Is the airlock still open?
Yes, I would probably close that first, sir.
Can we...
It's one of those days.
Carry on, Star Trek.
All right, if I move the
Carry on
Enterprise,
trekking.
if I move the Enterprise to a safe distance,
Yes.
out of weapon range from the space station, can
Yes.
I still beam troops from Bajor to the Enterprise to the space station?
No, should you be outside the shield bubble?
No, but
Yeah,
I've got
but
the hole.
you've got
I've got the
control
hole.
of certain parts of it.
Oh, yes.
So you could beam it into, like...
So not
maybe the
only
habitat ring or
not only is the
something.
Enterprise safe, but then I'm also got
If we've got
some troops going on board.
Sure.
You're in EastEnders.
Yeah,
I mean, you're not safe because the station's got a bunch of weapons that could fire at you. But yeah,
no, but that's why I want to move this. If we create that hole and we move the Enterprise away to a
but outside
safe,
weapons range.
yeah, that's the question. Can I still move those troops across
That's the question.
with this transporter, mega transporter, our transporter? Do I have the control of the station's transporters?
Some of them.
Okay, so I've got more transporter power.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the science officer.
Give me some sort of engineering role to work this out.
I've
I
got the
be one
chief
of-
engineer.
Can I
they
be
do
one
it
of
for me?
Tovan's, like, sub-science officers? Like, in the background.
I've got the
Or an
ship's chief
engineering
engineer. Chief engineer.
Cosplays as a Cardassian.
Well, actually, you've got the transport engineer. You've already made that one.
Oh, yeah.
The transporter chief. Was
Yeah.
It
Was
was
it Brian and Miles?
Chief Ilya.
Yeah, I've got the
Delta.
transporter engineer and the ship's chief engineer.
Anyone can help anyway, so.
So I
Who
will
wants
ask.
to play the chief transporter chief then?
I thought Sam
Well-
plays Ilian.
Well, anyone can play any sport character.
No, I've already got two going on at the moment.
So,
Because I've done
I
my
don't
main
mind.
and a
I'll
secondary.
do one. Do you want to do one?
Okay.
sense for Keith because he hasn't got
Right.
Oh, you haven't got one? Oh, yeah, go for
Are
it.
you currently
Yeah,
a supporting
I've got
character?
I'm the ex-husband.
He's his ex-husband.
Right,
So
I
I actually want to be supporting him.
right.
Doesn't work that
Or
way.
her. Doesn't it?
No, you can do that. So if you're playing a sporting character, you can definitely help the sporting character. They
Because
do
I,
actions
you know,
on their own.
as a
You haven't got any strong momentum, have you? I should be taking
I
this away
am
at some point.
using
Like,
the,
you've got to
you
score.
know,
No, we haven't.
skills of those that work for us.
Yeah.
I feel I need a skull cap.
I know for a fact that the transport chief is better at this sort of thing than I am.
Mhm.
So
Got a
yeah.
skull?
Yeah, sure.
Right.
So I just roll one dice, and I will be rolling on
Oh, no.
engineering and what?
Well, you're doing engineering and probably control because it's delicate. Or reason. Reason would make sense as well. Yeah, I can't remember which way round she was, which was good.
Okay. Control and engineering.
And she probably has
So
a
can I
little
do
focus.
control and engineering as well? Then?
If you want, or
I'm
you
looking
can
at the wrong character.
Transporters and replicators as a focus.
Oh god, that's even worse.
transporters.
Yeah.
You'd hope the transporter chief. Actually, this is a good point.
Do you
This
want
is-
any tea down?
This is something I should
yes,
probably
please.
bring up. So, supporting characters, when you play them again in extra scenes, which I've not been bothered to keep count of with all of the back and forth things that we're doing here,
Yeah.
but strictly speaking, you can, when you play them again, their stats go up, because their stats start low.
It's because special guest appearance.
Yeah,
The more times they appear, the better they are,
Fair
basically.
I hope they get an option for like 4 episodes in season 2.
Ah.
So, since we're playing this one definitely
they die.
for an entirely new time,
They won't die without like a whole series focused.
I think this is
like
another-
2 or 3 episodes focused on what they're doing.
this is another reason why that yes, you don't want to kill them. I think is that when they start coming back with current characters, they become better. So you don't want to kill them to build them up. So this is definitely the second time we want to play her.
Does that say looking?
Cooking.
Cooking.
She's a
Right.
transport chief. She's very good with the replicator systems.
So
She
inside
knows
the-
how to make
Okay.
superior food through the replicator systems.
Cool.
I can't remember why we
So,
decided.
I don't know. We
but
just
did.
decided that last time.
Who decided she was
That's
good at
how
cooking?
replicators are transporters.
Indeed. So you could add
Matter energy
How
conversion.
does pressing a button make good cooking?
You
change
more
your-
than a button, you fool. This is why she's rolling 2 dice.
I just press a button for nutrient supplement 3 every day.
Because when you order it, you can order it in different stages of cookness.
And program it and
Nutritional
things.
substance.
Oh.
Or you can go the old style method, and you can make a really nice dish and cook that, and then just
Okay.
program that into the replicator.
That's very true.
So you could add a value, an attribute, a discipline, a focus, or a talent. Any one of those to her. So a point to an attribute, obviously.
Put it
Or a
in
point to
engineering.
Seems like a good idea.
You could add a point to engineering.
Could I have some sort of eraser?
Yeah.
Thank you. Catch old boy.
Add a bit of Apollo 13 across the camera. So yes, you can only add a discipline once. So I don't know, right on there somewhere. I mean to make new supporting character sheets that
That is
show which
quite
ones
good
are
how it
done.
goes on the bottom of one frame and pops into That is quite entertaining.
Sounds you love the camera setup, don't you?
It does feel like we're doing trying to prove special effects for having
Yeah.
stuff to clear on cameras. Anyway,
I
just prove we're all in the same
something
room.
floating through the scene.
Right.
Well, I was rolling some dice
Yes.
because I want to beam those people from there to there, and then from there to there, possibly, or from there to there.
Yes.
Well, we're trying to make sure that we can do this.
Yeah. So we'll make it. Yeah.
Okay.
So
If I roll badly,
definitely
it
not
turned
easy with
inside out
systems.
and it exploded.
Difficulty 3.
So you could roll daring and command, or most things. I mean, you can help by going.
Yeah, daring and security.
Can I do daring and security?
No.
Daring and command will do. 14 is
Command or engineering, I would say. Maybe science, but I think that'd be a stretch. That's
command.
Daring.
Yay!
That's 4 successes.
Even well.
That's a success as well.
Okay, and don't forget the ship, guys. The ship will help because you're actually on it this time.
Wow!
Should I roll for the ship?
Someone can.
How many dice does the ship have?
I
One.
don't
It's
know.
helping
I've
against
never
one.
used. Oh god, there's 2 sheets.
There we go. That's
Go for the standard configuration. It
Yeah.
says just at the top, in the paragraph at the top.
standard configuration.
In the little paragraph at the very top.
So that's multi-purpose configuration.
Right. Non-holographic
So it's
configuration.
multi-purpose. Multi-purpose is the one that's currently in. I think.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
Unless it's got ranges on its numbers.
No.
No.
Then that's the generic version, unless you tell me otherwise.
So I'm going to roll sensors and engineering.
Sensors is transporters as well. Yeah.
There's a user-defined template too.
That's a success.
And it always has a focus, so if it gets
Yeah,
lower,
I
then
didn't roll well enough.
Good. It always counts as having one.
I'll keep that.
So that was.
I don't think
5 successes because the ship was
5.
paying attention.
Wonderful.
Can we have some?
Do we get momentum?
You will indeed get 2 momentum.
Da, 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 da. Spend them on pointless questions.
Right.
You can spend them however you'd like.
Are there any gaseous anomalies in the area?
Can I use that momentum so that the troops are more tactically placed?
Sure. It would be counting. It would be count both of them because it'd be adding an extra advantage, basically.
Okay, yeah.
What? Is that 2 momentum?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
Adding an
basically the
advantage.
troops that we've moved the Enterprise to a safe distance out of weapons range. We're doing a continuous boarding action, and we're putting those troops in tactical
Fine, I didn't want the
places.
momentum
Tactical
anyway.
genius.
Well, this is the bit I'm supposed to be good at. So. And basically, I'm going to keep on beaming troops over until I've run out of troops on Bayshore. That's basically what I'm going to
But
do.
it's fine because Bayshore will just resupply from the rest of the
Is
Federation.
it? Well, no, it's Bayshore. So
just all crammed
it's
in.
the temple. Yeah, this is the Temple of the Prophet. I'm going to have volunteers with pickaxes at this rate.
Your
We did
rate's
mention
quite
about,
low because you are kind of going through a complicated transporter route, so you're probably only getting like 2 at a time.
We did
But,
mention about how the jem'hadar were hoping to be able to blow up the station, right?
Yeah.
That's fine. I don't know
You've
about
told
that
me,
bit, though.
I've told
but this is all going on at the same
That's
time,
true.
so I haven't had the chance to
to
relay it.
Right.
I'm at a safe distance now, so.
Yeah, but you've just transported half of Bayshore.
Let's fly the really advanced spaceship slightly away so they can't shoot me. And then beam people
Have you
in.
considered trying to beam your captain off?
No.
I'm going to say you can't
My
quite...
captain wants to fight on the front line.
And he's in,
Hey,
and
he's
in
in
a
a
level
force
10
field.
force field
However,
anyway.
some of us aren't.
I'm going to say you can transport... I'm saying you can't transport into ops because that's probably got enough shields that even half the controls is not enough.
Yeah.
But you could transport these guys in the museum.
Absolutely.
and leaving your daughter behind.
No.
Because the ones in force fields, that won't work so well. And I will warn you, when you're transporting these people in, half of them are getting encased in force fields as they turn up.
Oh, that's a good point. But
Eventually, the station's going to run out of force fields.
The ones that aren't
You're slowly draining all of its
tactically
power.
positioned. Hey, hang on, that's not a bad idea.
Why is he filling half? Why is half of Bejor?
Right. Okay. I think we've reached the situation where playing all of these supporting characters at the same time would get a bit confusing. So, because you're all in communication, basically, you can all talk to each other. So, if one could just pick a character to be playing, which could be supporting or main, and the other ones will still be there, but you won't be actively playing them.
Tovon.
I'll be playing.
I'm going to say I've got a choice of a busy transporter person or captain standing in the force field.
Or you can play any of the other supporting characters that other people
The
are.
captain is in
The
communication.
ex-husband.
The ex-husband, or
I think because there's still
Or the
communication
security.
lines to Kren, isn't there?
yeah,
So I think,
We need a box of hats.
or you can play Vorta if you want to play Vorta.
you can play the
security.
chief security.
Yeah, chief security. She's not in a.
She's not in the force field.
She's not in a force field. She's kick-ass.
She's also
Okay, I'll currently be that then. Oh yeah.
So currently you're playing. Is it Jeve or was it Vaye? What did I go?
J.A.
J.
Cheyenne.
No,
Jaya,
just J.
right.
Kren, the Trill, currently in the museum of Ops. Zelvok, security officer on board the Enterprise, and with control of half the system, so you can help with most of the stuff.
Half those systems. Can we start dropping some of those personal shields around people?
Yeah, no, about half of them, like I say, half of them are already dropped, and you don't have good access to the other ones. As they basically, they make a new force field, it gets a new idea, and it's kind of dropped into like the one bucket or the other.
Yeah.
Where
Still
you
got the numbers. That's fine.
locked out
There's
or not
supposed to
locked
be a
out.
yang at the end of that.
No, it's two Y's, but it's J.
Cheyenne.
I put
No.
that to remind me that Adam is saying it as J.A., not
J.A..
Oh
J.
right.
There's sort of
Rather than just
not quite an
J.
apostrophe, but a little bit of a stop
Yeah.
between the two Y's.
So I put that in the end to remind me how to say the name.
I think
Okay.
cool to have names like that.
Yeah, of course.
Wei Young.
Tovon.
It's kind of like Wei Young. but
Yes,
J.A..
I miss
Yeah.
Wayoon.
And Tovon.
and Tovon.
Who's gonna
Right.
get punched in the face by a jem'hadar?
So the jem'hadar on the ops do start laying in to the personnel not under force fields briefly before Primus will go, no, stop that. I think that I can understand that their issues, their urgencies, their needs to try to get freedom, although not anymore. He's still talking in your voice, which is quite disconcerting.
Can you stop that, please?
No, it hurts.
What have you done to
What?
yourself?
It hurts to stop.
Hurts to change.
In any case.
You should see one of our medical staff. They are quite well trained.
Oh, my communications have been cut off with all. Well, hopefully they'll be fine.
You won't be, though. I should try and say loudly through the comm line.
Got an open comm line to Kren.
Dr. Kren, I'm the Chief Medical Officer at the Enterprise. You are not looking well.
Ah, the parasite. Yes. Hello, parasite.
Well, depending on which day of the week it is. You're not well at all.
Yes, that's nice. So,
If you don't reform soon, you're going to start
Reform.
severely injuring yourself.
that's very on the button.
You
We
need
get
to
the
change-
viewers to vote on what happened to this guy.
Just set up a poll. We'll see what happens at the end of the episode. We might need to.
Oh, and aligned to the other. I just looked at all the systems as well.
He's at least mostly, well, partially
That's disappointing.
changing.
What, like some sort of
I'm not entirely certain how he's done it.
transplant or something?
Or graft? I don't really know. But yeah, I know it needs to return to its liquid state.
Do we have communications with the Enterprise as well? Did I hear somebody speaking to them?
Enterprise, please disregard all verbal commands you hear from me. He's speaking in my voice.
Or am I? Or is he speaking in my voice?
Commander Zelvok, this is Lieutenant Commander Greer Tovon. Hopefully, he won't
Or
change.
is it?
Hopefully, he won't change his voice again. But yes, there's someone imitating the voice of the captain.
I only lie to computers. It's okay. Look, I had a request for you. Anyway.
Zelvok's a bit robotic, but he's not a computer.
I had an offer, and anyway, when I'm a bit concerned that people may, without communications, have decided to turn on various devices they've placed around the station, because...
Why are you trying to blow it up?
Well, I was trying not to, really.
Can I hear this?
But without my commands and my ability to tell them not to, they probably in a little while will do it anyway. That is the default orders, 'cause that's what you'd expect to happen.
Managed to change your voice back.
No, he's still doing that voice. I'm just...
No, in order to tell them.
Well, no, I don't need to use my voice to talk to people. I'm very primitive. He did... Well, actually, you didn't...
How is your system working? Otherwise, you said you would have told them already.
Yes.
Clearly, you do need to use your voice to talk to people right now.
No, the communications have been
Blocked.
blocked. Yes, with the whole force fields thing. Someone, and the shutting down of all of this, someone blocked the...
You heard it.
Yes.
I don't know. It's probably, I assume, some sort of field, but none of us can tell anymore, can we?
How long will it be before they do any devices?
Well...
Am I detonating things, or are they listening to the conversation?
No, they're kind of busy. They're trying to... They look like they're trying to talk to people because you're in the office. You can't hear them, really. You could hear
There are a number of
it looks like
jem'hadar
they're trying
on
to
the
talk
station
to people, but not
who
being able to.
are
The
near
communications have been cut off.
EPS conduits
Yes, I can
who
see
are
mine.
trying to put a feedback loop into the energy system, the power systems, to feed back to the reactors.
And they're currently without orders and milling around in a distressing
Do we have
fashion.
control of the EPS conduits, like the power flow?
Some of the
About
actors.
Can we start shutting those down so that the power can't run through them to blow them up?
You could, but I mean that'll have lots of knock-on effects with the system that you don't
No
control that will
power.
turn on and off, like life support, gravity,
Force fields.
fields, other force fields. There's lots of things that will turn on and off if you do that.
Okay.
But you can.
Beam off all the jem'hadar you can.
Space.
Well, where
Can
else are
you
you
do
going to put
anything
them?
about these?
Yeah,
Can you
I've got
do
a
it?
break.
I don't recognise the
Just
devices they
waste
use
it.
on
Holographic
it.
rig,
I don't know
just
if
in
you.
case.
I don't know if you can do anything about the devices. I don't recognise them.
In any case, I had a proposal which will clear this all up nice and easily, I'm sure.
If we can,
No doubt.
Give me a moment.
Very well.
if you could please.
And he starts shifting entirely, but it's kind of painful and
I
partially.
will gesture at you to.
Is he
I'm
doing
getting
anything?
behind the force field. No, I'm like.
My goodness,
It's a very
my
scared
goodness.
tricorder scanning him as.
And he sort of he sort of shifts the scales, go away. He starts changing. His grey gets a bit darker. But the real clear thing is when two things start forming out of his forehead. And he changes, and he looks, and again, it looks kind of weird, like one of them, and then it's sort of shorter than the other, and
It's a bad Andorian.
and half the hair is white, but the other half is bald, you know. And as he sort of finally starts changing, he's screaming and shouting about the entire process. But I think we've had enough of that.
Come on,
Quite like that bit.
So, look, he appears to be shape-shifting into me.
Or is he?
No, it's not into you. It looks like another Andorian.
Oh,
Like an Andorian, like if the same actor was playing him in an Andorian costume, as opposed to a jem'hadar costume.
It's J.G. Hertzler.
That guy gets everywhere.
or is it Jeffrey Coombs?
Yeah.
No, this isn't really Jeffrey Coombs' kind of role, really.
Tony Todd.
He already played an Andorian.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
What's the guy who did all of the stuff and was in Buffy and other things as well? That guy. The big tall guy with a very deep voice.
Tony Todd.
Is that? I don't remember names.
Kern, Worf's brother.
Could have been.
Tony Todd.
No, that was the guy from like Candyman and stuff, wasn't
Yes.
it? Yeah, no,
that's
not him.
Not him.
Okay.
No, the tall other one. He played like a vampire in an early Buffy episode as well.
Oh, yeah.
Tall, really big. He also played like the master or the guy they had to blow up with the rocket launcher. That guy.
Not the judge. He
The
played
judge,
The judge, yeah.
He's massive.
Very big
Also
guy.
played a Klingon in
Early Buffy.
the Generations movie.
Yes.
It was one,
He
it
was
was
been
like the first.
He's supposed to be a prosthetic actor.
He's
been
been
in
a jem'hadar. I know the guy.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
like, ooh,
He's been
like
loads.
big dude.
Every-
Yeah,
He's been
he's been a jem'hadar.
Yeah.
And he
'Cause
does. He's like the talking bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Henchman in the episode kind of
Yeah.
thing.
I think he must love prosthetics because he always has some.
Yeah. He must
They're
have like
pay-
a
they're
really
paying him.
small head.
Yeah.
He's actually
Really?
like Doug Jones. Like, you know, they just layer it
Anyway.
on. Sorry.
Anyway, and he
Segue.
changes, and as the sort of hand changes, it doesn't just change into a hand. It's got one of the ice dagger things. It's on the thing. I can't remember what they're called now. Yeah, those. In his hand at the end.
Oh, good.
Okay.
You,
Is he going to
Captain.
change?
Captain.
Yes. Sorry.
Not you, Captain. You, Captain.
Captain was trying to work out who that actor was.
Yes.
He has changed his voice slightly now. It no longer sounds exactly like
Thank you.
you. I challenge you to your ritual ice knife thing.
Or
You haven't got visual.
If you win,
no, I do. Self can
Oh,
hear
yeah.
this, right? Or
we'll all leave. And if I win, I get your ship.
A, that's a stupid idea.
B,
But-
it's awesome. Do it. Tear your shirt.
It's an excellent distraction.
Yes.
Or get someone to do it on your behalf.
No, just do it.
Oh, champion.
Yeah, champion yourself.
You can get someone else to do it since you're in a force field, or I'm sure we can use phases to take this force field down.
You are in a force.
I'm going to step up. No.
Rip your shirt off. Do Cardassians have hairy chests? Probably not.
No, we're
No,
scaly.
they're all scaly, reptile-y thing going on. But with hair. 'Cause
This is another way you can get determination, is if I offer you, well, or you can suggest it, a complication in return that's related to one of your values. If you take it, then you can get a point of determination. So if you say yes to this, Keith, if the Vivek says yes, then I'll give you a point of determination, but you'll have the complication of genuinely...
I have terms.
Yes. Right.
If you lose, he ain't getting a ship. I'm sorry. Our character.
I think he can all say quite strongly if he loses the ain't getting the ship.
But if you want to spit on Andorian custom...
Oh.
If I lose, I'm dead. So I won't have any say in it.
No, they can just cut your antenna off and you'll be fine.
If you're incapacitated also.
In which case, I won't have any say in it.
Anyway, he's a Starfleet officer first.
I have terms. You will let all the crew and personnel on the ship off safely.
Obviously.
You will leave the station intact.
Yes, obviously.
You will not harm or proceed otherwise into Federation space.
In your ship. No, we'll take that back to the Gamma Garden. Or if we have to leave for other reasons, then, well, it's always nice to have a
So this
hypothetical. We'll leave as well to the Gamma Garden.
This is... If Zelvok can hear this, because he didn't know about the whole ship being a demand thing, this is the first he's heard about it.
Mm-hmm. You have open communications recently with the ship, but yes, it's been busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Enterprise wasn't aware that...
Yes, what I mean.
Yeah. So, what is the Federation's policy on kind of negotiating with, frankly, terrorists? Yeah.
He can't
They
have the
don't.
ship. I'm pretty
I don't think they have a position. It's up to the individual captain and situation and Starfleet people. There's reams, there's books, there's situations. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. If people on the line... I mean, given the examples of the series, you definitely sometimes negotiate with terrorists.
Unless their name is MacLeod.
Yeah, and sometimes you don't, because I don't like it. Yes, sometimes you do, sometimes you don't.
Yeah.
Sometimes
you virus bomb a planet.
When?
That's how
Yeah,
they call
yeah,
Michael
yeah.
Eddington.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
It was releasing some...
I'll be the bad guy who wants
Toxin
to
into
be.
the...
Yeah. It was just making it uninhabitable for humans, but not Cardassians or something. Was that right?
Oh, yeah. Something like that. It was a mild bad guy thing. And they could reverse it. Or if I stop now, it'll be fine.
Yeah. Humans will just get really sick.
No, he'd already done it on like one planet. Was on the way to the second one, or possibly
yeah,
was on the way to
yeah.
the third one. Or
Yeah.
something like
Yeah, but I mean, it's a Federation. They'll just kind of go, oh, it's medical research. I'm sure we'll work that one out.
Have another planet.
Anyway,
that. We've got spares.
but yes, back to the Gamma Quadrant. For me, either way.
Well, fight him, win. You know.
Yes. Well, I will need my Ushantor.
We could make you a new one.
I would prefer my own.
And you're behind a level 10 force field.
I will fetch it from the ship for you, Captain, if...
That's most kind of you, Commander.
Right,
Got a
and quick
smile on
go.
your face.
Well, I have no control over that. I have no way of doing this. We can send you outside of this area, and maybe you can transport out. I've got no clue. Can you transport people out? I mean, I know not from in here, otherwise I suspect this would have be a bit different in here, but can you transport people off the
If I
station
get out
in?
of ops, can you beam me to the ship?
Yes.
Unlikely. Enterprise.
This is Enterprise.
As you may not be trusting my voice, this is actually me.
I can confirm that. This is Lieutenant Commander Griotevon.
I have a different voice now.
This is Enterprise.
Mr. Primus has challenged me to the Yushan. I require my Yushan tour. Do you see that it's brought me an ops?
Captain, I have a suggestion. Perhaps we could recreate your ancestral homeland on board the Enterprise, and the battle could be done there.
Mr. Primus?
Well, why? I like it here. Feels safer here. Plus, they're in a bit of a time limit, rather you want to holographically, I assume.
Captain, perhaps I should do this on your behalf.
Manufacturing devices. But there's limited time again before they will start destroying the station.
We must hurry.
I can confirm mine are milling about and might do something
at this point they've probably gone,
No, mine are continuing to do something really, really stupid. Really stupid.
Well, we're going to
one's like, and the other one's like,
no, now they're fighting amongst themselves. They are fighting amongst themselves.
We're in a rush. We're in a rush, Mr. Zelbok. If you can hurry up to either disable this or...
There is a brief sort of shout of, no, activated now. And you can hear it through the doors.
No. Yes, we have a very, very limited window of time here, Enterprise.
I mean, I've accepted this. Can I get termination for that?
Yes. No. As long as you genuinely mean it.
Can I...
Yes, I do. I'm just like...
I'm not going to do it now.
Right, we're going to go to his quarters and get his Lashan. Is that what it's called? Lashan, whatever.
Disrespect his cultural ways.
That's fine, he's Andorian.
Is it a mind thing, a mind grip? It's a mind grip, isn't it?
A mind rub.
It's an Ashantor, isn't it?
Can we put
I think there might be an extra
a tracking device on it?
Yeah?
Like, a proper powerful one.
This is mine. Do I get this one?
Yes, it
Is
is.
it some kind of crazy isotope that can be detected?
Something that we can track and trace.
Sure.
And get a lock on.
Sure.
Right. That's what we'll do. And maybe lace the blade with poison or something. I don't know. No. I'm not doing that.
Very Federation.
Go
to my quarters. on the shelf, the third one along, not the first or second one. Don't do that.
It's all labelled in Kardashian, but if you don't know that.
Third one
it's not the one with the skull and crossbones.
Yeah. The rest is Kanar, but don't drink it.
Yeah, no, so just kind of try and put a tracking device on the grip or something and then...
Well, you'll have to sort of probably hollow out a bit of it, like using a transporter, and then put it inside, because if you stick anything on the outside, it's small.
You don't know! Yeah, do that. When you beam it down, just do it all in the beaming.
I can't remember if I
If it's like isotope traces, though, they won't need to do that, will they?
Isotope traces won't allow you to beam and transport.
No, that's true. It'll just tell you where it is.
Can I send a text message to Zelbok?
Well, you can send it to the Enterprise, but yeah.
To the Enterprise. Might be an idea to send some support to my location and maybe a phaser.
Forgot.
But we can't beam into the ops, can we?
No,
but I'm going to step out of ops. I'm going to beam the stuff down to me.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go
Alright, we'll put extra guns.
But no, if people, I meant to put a picture on it, but basically it's sort of a small curved blade that's like a punch dagger type thing.
So it's not the episode of Enterprise. And you've got to tie yourself onto him, don't you?
Indeed.
Oh, good luck with that.
Can I...
Did these scans of the changing get sent down to Kren?
Yeah, that's how we did all the stuff earlier.
No, I was scanning him as he changed.
Oh, right. Yeah.
How does that look? Did that look like that went well? Did that look like that went horribly? Does he look a bit more molecularly aligned now? Or is
he looks about the same as before. The change was weird, though, because it did sort of ripple part. It did go on bits by bits by bits, and it was almost as if something moved throughout him. But I can't believe make another roll on this one. You can't really tell a huge amount extra from that. But he looks about as stable as he did before.
I was more thinking, can I see any bits that say are still near, say something like a nice big reservoir of blood that he might be needing, or anything useful like that to tell the captain?
It's moving around, because like I say, every time the blood starts pooling, and the sort of gelatinous stuff kind of picks it all up and pulls it back into like a big vein or artery.
So I can't even see anywhere the captain could. I'm just
from moment to moment you might be able to, but not in
a weak point.
But because it's all constantly changing, not consistently. You at any point in time you could pick up a weak point.
By the time you've seen it, it's too late. You won't be able to react in time to.
Well, no, it probably lasts a few seconds, but not
not enough to communicate it.
Yeah, you could probably do it within a round, for instance, but you're not going to be able to go for his knee at this point, because by then his knee will be all entirely solid.
Can I remember any kind of investigations or papers or anything about, and I don't have a specialty in this, so I probably haven't read up on it, but any kind of studies that were done on changelings about any kind of radiation or fields that would inhibit their changing abilities?
Yeah, there's a bunch of them. Well, again, it's probably part of a security thing you might have come across because you're an expert in the Kardashian War, and that there was a couple of occasions where there were changelings tortured by not letting them change and holding them in place, and there was the famous disease.
Yeah.
Well, I can't remember who did the whole.
Telshar.
It was the Telshar in the end. Yeah, so there's lots of ideas and things. They've not really been tested properly in Federation stuff. And then there was the radiation that seemed to have killed the young changeling that allowed him to change again. That would definitely be on record because you've got like an eidetic memory. You'll remember all of this kind of stuff, but it's all a bit hearsay and speculative.
Yeah.
And also, you've got no control of any of your systems here, other than your choke order.
Yeah, sure.
How's the tactical situation going at the moment? The boarding action. So we actually captured anything yet?
I would say that you've probably got that pylon. You're still doing it remotely, aren't you? You're not getting stuck in yourself.
Yeah, I'm best kind of like commanding here.
Believe
me, I want to go and I want to go and get stuck in.
You're leading from the back here.
But I need a
You're
map.
right. You are.
To be fair,
But no, and we got the bonus, deployed in tactical situation, so not just around the station.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I'll step out.
But I'll get the stuff to the Kardashian. I mean, science officer.
I'll step out of ops.
Mm-hmm. So what were you doing with the tracking thing then? Like I said, you could put isotopes or things,
We'll
so
do
you
the
could track
holographic
it, but,
thing.
but to actually you do get enough to like a transport signal through the shields. That would be difficult in any case because you're still doing the weird angle thing.
Yeah.
But the best hope is that if you don't want it to be obviously stuck on the outside, is to make a void within it and then stick a bit of technology.
We'll have to do that. Do the.
I hope I don't notice the balance.
They never tell you.
Put in something of an equal mass to the mass that was removed.
What does it feel like?
Yeah.
Rattles.
I mean, this is Yeah. Okay.
Right. So you go off. They react by. Also, they could reactivate the serverless because they turned off manually or something.
Are they? Okay, I'll go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sending.
Am I on my own?
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm beaming in guards as well.
And a Type 1
and some phasers.
phaser.
So, Type 1.
Well, the guards
For
will
me.
come in with phasers as well.
Yeah.
They can only do 2 at a time, right?
2 or 3. Yeah. Let's say. Depending on
One of them gets sealed in a force field.
Yeah. So we'll say 2.
Sorry.
Don't get sealed.
Yeah. Okay. And I will fetch the Ushan.
Okay. So yes, you go to an area that, like I say, as you go down the turbo, if you do come out onto let's say the promenade somewhere, and there is like a shootout going on, the lights are flickering on and off. It is like an open battle zone.
It's an Ushan tour. The Ushan is the
Oh right, okay, sorry.
There seem to be like a couple of phasers found, and there's sort of like a holdouts in like Quark's bar. There are other like jem'hadar about the place, hiding behind things and like occasionally like throwing things and occasionally jumping over barriers and stuff. They might seem because there aren't very many phases about, so that they're just kind of there's like 3 phases, but it's sort of lots of people hiding and then occasionally clashing and
got 5 minutes or so before I start this fight. So how many jem'hadar can you nerve pinch in 5 minutes?
Well, if they're all standing in a line.
Quite a lot. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a good way. There should be some sort of role for this.
I presume mine are not doing
beaming in?
anything.
No, for the attack on the base, just to sort of take all
What
the
about
stuff together.
I presume mine are not doing anything particularly stupid yet.
Hmm?
The ones in the
I thought they were
old
fighting each
dogs.
other.
There was a brief punch, and then you heard through the doors. No, activated now, and then they look like they're beeping things. They're doing something again underneath the control panel you can't really see.
We could each roll 2 dice on our daring and security, just to show a spread of like things going on.
No, we'll do your command plus security, or no, your something like presence plus command or something like that.
Not security, if it's tactical.
Oh, no, security would also make sense. Yeah. We'll go with security
And control or presence?
Presence, or maybe
reason because it's tactical.
You're influencing people to.
It's reason. Okay, reason and security.
It's reason.
They are definitely trying to activate something. I shall feed back up to Torvin and.
This probably counts as escalating, but how much?
Can any of us help? Can I be like, there are 7 jem'hadar down here, holed up in Quark's bar. We need some backup here right now.
No, this was kind of the rough all of the fighting that had been going on until this point.
Oh, okay.
So
sorry.
The ship will definitely be helping. But
for the ship.
This will definitely be involving the security department. Probably comms.
Dr. Kren, if they're doing something, you should
security?
stop them.
Actually, it could be weapons as well. Either one.
It's the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 11 for me.
And security. Yep. And we'll go against difficulty 1, and I'll roll for the jem'hadar.
Okay.
I'm just trying to work out how much stretch weight
Go,
it
Dan,
is.
go.
2 successes.
3 successes, I think. Yes, 11. I rolled a 10.
With my... What?
You need to...
I was getting... No, I rolled under security and reason. 15.
Yeah. Do you have any abilities that allow you to, like... On your second page, that allow you to, like, re-roll them?
The talents. Do the talents do anything?
No.
Mean right hook.
This is all combat stuff, really.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Right.
What does... Yeah, well...
You have the advantage of
Security detachment, which I'm basically using at the moment.
Yeah.
And that's while on board ship, I think. So
I'm on the ship.
It's good.
All of them.
Yeah.
If you think security
more.
protection,
We
all
are
of them.
many.
So your difficulty will probably actually be 0 because you can attack the position troops, and that trait will lower the difficulty of 1. My rule difficulty will be 1 higher,
Because they can't talk to each other.
but then 1 lower because they've still got somewhat control.
Oh,
actually,
yeah.
actually, this one's gone because it was kind of
It's
removed.
half and half.
They don't have a control. Well, they don't have any control.
That's
And
true.
neither do we, really.
Well, you've got half control. They have no control.
The dispersed troops have no control.
So we'll say difficulty 2 for them, 0 for you.
Yeah.
You never know.
We got 3.
Yeah.
So we won by 3.
We should probably help with the commander, actually. 'Cause he won. Actually, he's on communication, so he can't help. Right. So they got 1. So yes, you got 3. So they're 1 lower, so they've just failed. So yes, you've got your 3 momentum basically
Hooray!
on the things. So you've got 3 momentum on the thing.
I might
Yeah,
like
we'll
to
keep
some.
those.
Yeah. You keep those.
It's
And you
fine.
got your determination points. They're 1s.
How are the comms we've managed to get down to me? 'Cause it's not through a combat because we haven't got any anymore.
It's through the desk,
It's through the desk.
basically.
What did you say to me? Earlier?
Because
Punch
I
him in
need...
the- Kick him in the nuts.
The captain has said do something then. So is it going to be loud enough they're going to be able to hear with whatever they're doing?
I had 3, I think. For all the people who's beaming aboard. What? Sorry, what's the Enterprise?
No. Like the jem'hadar doing stupid things. That
Yes.
like activate something. Can they hear the desk?
No, not really.
Right, I'm going to go out there and try and yell at whichever one looked in charge.
The
It's probably-
Jem'hadar, no, they can't hear you through the doors really because the doors are quite good at sending out noise. That's why they use the communicators to talk to Benjamin in his office. Supposed to shout at him. Oi, Ben!
Right,
Stop shouting!
Okay.
Emissary.
I shall make sure that Karen gets right out of the way.
She's still not.
She's in a force field.
I know, but
she can
it may
kneel.
or may not go down at any point.
She can sit down, basically. This is the best that we can do in a force field.
Okay, but behind a desk.
No, she's in a force field.
Like a tube.
Oh, is it not? It's not.
No,
it's not the kind of-
right.
It's not like it's half of the room. It's like, boom.
Yeah,
Can I?
Security force field. Yeah.
Right.
it is a circular force
A
field. around.
Futurama star.
It is
Well,
a cylinder.
okay. If this even if this shimmers and looks like it's going,
Yeah.
go behind something.
No, yeah.
Right, I'm going to go out
Can't
there.
tell me what to do, Mum.
Shut up. I think we're probably in scared teenagers.
I'm going to punch one of those jem'hadar.
I'm going to go out there.
I mean, to be fair, the force field didn't hurt that much when you just try and climb it up.
I'm at the ceiling! Yeah!
And then it goes off.
Your ex-husband
It's
will
still with
say,
you.
why are you going out there?
The captain said to do something. I'm following orders. Stay with her and keep her safe.
He looks annoyed that you're getting to go out there. But he's also scared shitless, so he's not going.
He's a Starfleet officer, he's not that bad.
Yeah, but he's an astrophysicist who sits in a...
Lab and looks at a pulsar.
doesn't fight
They all go
jem'hadar.
to the academy.
Right.
No, it's not just
Also,
any
I
parts that
outrank him.
That's true.
So I'm going
Yeah?
out there rather than him.
You, get back in your hill room or whatever it is.
Office!
Yes, it's called an off anyway.
The room you're using as some sort of infirmary.
Yes, office, that one, yes. We've managed to get communications to the bridge.
Good.
Your commander has challenged my commander to a duel, effectively. Does that translate?
Yes.
Good. And has said not to do anything. You can come and hear them if you want. Has said not to do anything. He's basing this on the outcome of the duel.
Right. take me then. Lead the way.
Well, I'm going to give you a desk. It's just this desk here.
Just step over here.
So one will come in, and the other one's standing by the entrance door to the museum, and the other one's doing something with the panel.
Not him.
Primus, I have some of your men here who haven't been able to reach your commands. If you're actually doing the honourable thing and going with the duel with my commanding officer, can you tell them to stand down and deactivate the device they're trying to activate, please?
Sorry, I was thinking about Andorians.
Good.
He's been sort of playing tennis.
I'm just kind of hoping they'll be like, what's this do? And then fall over.
You're essential for balance, it turns out.
Oh, wicked.
And he's been waving around and sort of practicing.
If you are waiting for this duel and you have said the outcome of this...
I will be stretching.
And you have... in your force...
Never
and you have said the
was that
outcome of this
roll
duel is
17?
what will define the
Remember?
fate station. Can you tell your men to stand down the device, please?
Sure, track deck. Are you down there? Yes. Activated in, well, how long is it going to be? 3 minutes. But not right now. And if you think it's going to take 3 minutes to do it, start activating it now.
Are you that bad a fighter? It's going to be over that quickly. My captain's a good fighter. It's going to be more than 3 minutes.
No, it's not going to be more than 3 minutes.
Oh, you sure you don't want me to do this?
There's also part
I'm
of
in a
me
force
thinking-
field.
He's in a force field.
I was going to say, this is the other thing.
If you come down and do it, then I can't stop you because I'm in a force field.
Yeah, but you can as part of the Oshana get someone else to do it for you.
But you are still in a force field.
But I am in a force field. We haven't resolved that problem that I'm still in a
The
force
other thing
field.
they're doing is they are basically phasering the ceiling.
Above you, sorry.
I can see where this is going.
Because the force rod comes from the ceiling. The jem'hadar have an easy way of solving this. They start with their hand faces. They just start, and different sparks are flying down, and different things. The lights go out in a couple of bits, and a couple of consoles go out. There's
And then you
another
walk in with a
explosion.
phaser.
Yeah, wide pattern. Stun everyone.
Yeah, just do that. Problem solved.
No, I'm
Right.
waiting for you to beam stuff down to
I'm
me.
beaming.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yes,
we'll get
this
back
was
to
just
that.
happening
But
while
that's
you
what
were
they're
fighting.
basically, and
Escape out
the
of
force rod starts
Come on.
flickering, so it is going down.
Okay.
Yes, so from when you get onto the promenade, actually, it looks like there is basically just a small holdout of jem'hadar because you rolled so well with the momentums. Were you spending that momentum on anything particularly, by the way? Like making an advantage?
No, he can
Leaving it
He
for the
can
You are storing it. Right, wonderful.
Because look at all that. and then look where you-
Oh, sorry.
He's still in a force.
Just get me started the fight before
yeah.
you start playing that music.
So,
A small holdout. Is that
on the promenade.
on the promenade?
They're in
I assume
court.
there are other ports. Of
Oh, they're all over the
Jem'hadar,
station
yeah,
around the
yeah.
power areas and that kind of thing. But your force is definitely winning. You hold like half of the
As long as I'm winning, that's fine.
you're running half of the outer ring. You know, you've got lots of the areas. It looks, you know, it's taking a while, but your forces are fighting down.
You're winning.
Can I get through to the
That's what
Enterprise via this or not?
Well, you could if they could patch you through, but no, you kind of have to go through someone on ops because
Yeah.
And they're not there at the moment.
right now you're at a rather primitive level of communication.
I'm dodging phaser fire right now.
Yeah, like I said,
Like a
people,
boss.
people could link it if they could have any control of the system.
Zelvok is
Yeah.
kind of Zelvok is kind of looking at this as a
Training exercise.
yeah.
where a bunch of Bajorans and the crew die.
a
Yes.
practice of his
Yeah.
strategic
Haven't had a
logical
siege
mind.
scenario for a while.
They're just pawned to meet you.
I'm trying to think if I can get into this thing and see any more of this thing at all. But if I can't communicate, I don't know if you found the others. Does it look green?
Sorry?
Does it look green?
What?
This device they've been using.
No, well, it didn't look Starfleety particularly. No, it looked like some sort of Dominion tech, probably.
Right, okay.
I think I said.
Helpful then.
I did give you some details last week. I can't remember exactly what it was. Right.
If I could get my hands on one, I could know how to build one.
Well, I'm living in hope that some of the forces have got their hands on one and might know how to turn them off, but I don't know yet.
Probably.
So, you're on the promenade. Like I said, there's a few small highlight that you kind of come out on the turbo lift, and
Yeah.
there's sort of people fighting next to it, and then there's sort of phasers, like old like Bajoran phasers and other
cool.
things, and most of them are just other kind of ducking down. They sort of look like they're almost preparing for like a rush on these few jem'hadar that are left. Most Bajorans and things, as
Yep.
you'd expect, and they're like, "What? Oh, no, sorry." They're just saw a
It's a
collection. An old one with a phaser will go. Wait, no.
Sorry, force of habit.
Yes, exactly.
Oh dear.
Is that your uniform?
I'll smile. Lieutenant Commander Tovon from the Enterprise. Yeah.
Oh,
there's
your
one
uniform. You stole it?
There's only a few left over there. I'd focus over there
Not
rather
that
than
one
staring at
for
me.
someone.
Might get shot in the back of the head.
Right. Okay, and he kind of he sort of shuffles behind the cover so he has like a better view of you
Yeah.
while he's firing over here.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. I'm like,
As soon as the Enterprise sees things, I went to
I'll
make it roll.
pause so that they can
Yeah,
cut
and
the
then
footage and beam the thing in. And then I'll
Yeah,
stay.
and the security guards. And
Okay.
the phasers. In case he decides to change his mind, actually.
The threat is now becoming ridiculous because the more
The more stuff you beam
Put
on,
in.
the threat is
I
going
thought
up and up.
we'd already calculated that.
No.
Right? It was
No, that was all the other fault. I decided 3 for the amount of security forces you were basically sieging with.
Yeah.
'Cause even though each team basically supposed to be a threat.
So it
But I
gets
thought,
really
we'll
dangerous.
do this sort of
Yeah.
generously, and I'll go with 3 for that. But this is definitely an extra bunch of, because you're giving them a weapon, which probably should count as a threat as well.
It's
'cause
fine.
It's a
You
type
wanted
1
one.
Still,
phaser.
that still has an
We've
escalation.
only got 12 threats.
That's
fine.
Is that what? Only 12?
Up from 10.
Okay, that's fine. So, no, just beam me
Yeah.
down a phaser. I'm
I
gonna.
thought you wanted security guards as well.
Yeah, security guards. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Adam's
Yeah.
not
So what are
started
we
stacking
complaining
them up
about? That's
yet.
what the plan was anyway.
yeah,
it's
yeah.
fine.
You get the security guards, and like I say, switch beam that should probably be 2 threat for the phaser and the security guards, but okay, that's 1.
I'm disappointed they're not all the same way up. So the ones,
find it
ones
threatening?
face down are only half of
Yeah, do you find it threatening?
But is it meant to be looked at from that side, or is it meant to be
So
looked
look from
down
this side,
onto
because
it?
otherwise you can't read it.
Oh, can you not read it? Okay, then it is.
Can I?
So the sec-
What's he got?
I've got the weapon and I've got the security guards.
Mhm.
Right. Follow me.
Yes, sir.
Meant to be looked at that way. I think it would hurt.
They're kind of, as the
We're not,
they
we're
will
not
take
fighting. We're not fighting. When
They
they
would-
come, if they come with me, I'm gonna.
They will go to take a few pot shots at the jem'hadar defending
They
themselves.
keep-
I'm gonna have a go as well.
There's
Just to be like-
they're key.
Yeah. Right.
I'm not trying to add a threat. I'm going to do that in a minute.
As we go up in the lift,
Yes.
the turbo lift, I'll say to them, remain on the turbo lift. You are a security measure for us. There is a duel going on between the captain and their commander.
Right. Yes, sir.
And I want you there just to be a safeguard that we can, if the captain...
I can't hear this. It's fine. You don't need to look at
no,
me.
I know. If the captain loses, they have agreed that we can leave safely. And you will be there to help us do that.
I'm quite glad they look a bit relieved. So, but there's still 30 jem'hadar there.
That's why I'm
None
saying.
of us have a medical kit.
Yes, but we'll get them in a turbo
I'm
lift to
glad
beam
that's
them
what
out
it
if we
said.
need to.
It wasn't there's 30 jem'hadar in there, we might be hard pressed to find them off. It's, no, we don't have a medical kit.
Well, there will be on in ops because there's a bit of emergency
Yeah,
on board
yeah,
they can use. It's just
Yeah, I don't-
they're not medics.
I don't- yeah.
You didn't ask for a medic.
No, I don't care. That's not what I've asked for.
Self-awkward.
I've asked for like a few extra guns, so when he says, "Oh yeah, we'll let you go," we've got a couple of people there who might be able to help influence that because they haven't got that many guns.
No, they've probably only got 4 or 5 guns
Yeah, so
and a type.
and a Type 1. Damn you!
I think I'm more worried about the explosives placed around the station as well.
Yeah, I just want to get out of the
look at
room.
this way. They're not going to get the Enterprise.
Yeah, he's fucking up.
You knew
Okay,
that.
so we'll go up in the lift,
That wasn't really news. That
and when we arrive up,
Mm-hmm.
I will sort of
Do you
I will
think-
be holding it, and I will say, "Bet, hold fire."
You know the thing at the end of the mission where we ranked up how well we do? What happens when we go back to Starfleet and say, so we've upheld all our stuff, but we don't have a shipping line.
The station exploded. The captain's dead. Yeah. Anyway.
And we don't have a ship.
We lost a ship at the
I'm not
station.
sure we've been
Hey.
able to maintain relations
It's
with
holographic,
Bayshore
so
by
it may just
blowing
be
up their
hiding.
space station.
Okay.
Yes, yeah, we've decided to run it on invisible from now on.
Yeah.
Oh, no, if the station
Can I have
goes
another
up,
one,
we just
though?
park the ship there and use the holographics to create the station.
Anyway.
Yeah, we never lost
Anyway.
So you again, the jem'hadar are all over the place. They do turn as you come aboard.
And I'll say, hold. These gentlemen and lady are just here to ensure that we can leave safely, as your commander has said. They will not attack. They will just stay here, guarding our exit.
well,
I have the Ushan. I'll say, my intention is that
Shantor.
Ushantor for the Ushan. Because I'm not Andorian. I don't really care. For the captain and your jewel.
Do you have your own metal chainy thing? Because if you
That's
know
with
the,
it,
the
isn't it?
jewel, if you remember the jewel that happened,
Yeah, vaguely. It's a glove with
Yeah,
a spike.
it's like
I assume
it's like a punching hand dagger, and then on the other arm they've got like a gauntlet thing, and both of you have one. They're
like a
chained
Dude and
together.
Willow, but not a sword, a chain. And you chain together so you can't get away. And you have to...
Oh, is that this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that thing you took your special talent for having and knowing about.
So it's going to be probably a bundle. Then,
Yeah.
which is all of that stuff. And I'll be like, I have it for the captain. And I'll kind of look over as their face.
And they go, and it kind of, there's a fun explosion and the lights go out, and then you get like, statics of it. And, just,
I can just
and
stand
the
there
force
and
goes
be like,
down.
thank you, Commander.
Well, I think if they're going to keep their weapons, I assume we want them to keep their weapons.
Yes.
We're going to have to close the doors. We'll turn the turbo lift off so they can't go away, but I can't have them just firing on us in the middle of the fight. That would be unsporting.
They're Starfleet officers. They
They will not do that.
No, I don't think so. Look,
They're under order of the captain.
give me some sort of persuasion roll, actually. This seems like a negotiation.
Yeah, sure.
So this is command.
They're-
Public insight, your presence. I'm fine with either. And you can help because you did chip in.
Do I have an opportunity to speak at length on this subject?
No, not because not with the blowing up of the station within a few minutes.
Okay,
There.
so presence
a wonderful
and...
Starfleet symbol, a 5.
Presence and
Yes,
what?
I think it's
Command's
probably
normally
a
for
7.
negotiation.
Oh, God.
That's all right. 11.
Yeah, no, but my command is 1, so I can't get any... Not that I have a... Composure is my... Anyway, here we go.
Yes, you're not
alas,
intimidated.
it's not 2 successes. It is just 1.
1 success.
1 success.
I got 1.
Good, so he's
1
counting.
success.
Yeah, so we got 2.
Yes.
So I would say it's difficulty 1 to begin with, and it'll be a. No, I won't make it a rolls because I do stats this guy.
This guy has stats. And a name.
Uh-oh.
Well,
Of course he does. You're about to fight him, so
Yeah.
Beam him the fuck out.
I can't get to the.
You can't beam him top.
Can't be.
I know. Don't worry.
Can you beam ops out?
No.
The whole of ops. Just beam off the station.
That won't stop all the other bombs.
Had he rolled well or very badly? Adam's got a very funny face on his face.
I don't know which dice he rolled. It
He
looked
rolled
bad,
really
but it could be
well.
what?
These 2 dice.
That
And
was
I'm trying to,
command.
because it's a tie, so it's trying to work out who's the active party on this one in the tie.
I'm trying to persuade him.
You are trying to persuade him, so, well, fine. There's enough people in the jem'hadar here that can kill them if absolutely necessary.
I don't like this guy. I like his attitude.
Right, Primes.
Captain,
Very
in
practical.
all of the confusion of the recent reconfiguration of the holographic hull, this wasn't in your quarters, and I do know how you like to keep track of it.
Thank you, Commander.
Fucking brilliant.
So, you pass it over, you get set up. He thinks, I think we should fight over the captain's chair. And then the sort of circular area in the middle with a chair in the middle of it. Because that's what we're fighting over.
Seems appropriate.
Secret hidden shotgun. That's how you win Ushantor, motherfucker.
Are we still behind the force field?
You thought I
No,
Get that out.
Wrong.
Like I say, the jem'hadar manually turned off the force field by
Yeah.
phasing at the ceiling for a minute or 2, and that eventually does it.
It's fine. I need to walk out of that area, and about 2 seconds after I leave, I'm just going to stop.
Just
I'm going to stop briefly and be like, nope, carry on.
Crushing the panel you were standing next to.
He's cutting the captain in half as he leaves, and it flickers on briefly.
Oh!
So, we'll end with you two getting sort of chained up together and your ice picks, daggers, Yushan tools on your hands, just before getting ready for your fight.
To be continued.
Indeed.
Dun dun dun. Cool.
Because it's, 22-12.
Okay.
Jesus.
Cool. Okay.
Not 20 to 12.
22, 12. Anyway,
That's what I said. It's
a
not
year. No, sorry. It's 23.95. Anyway, Thank you very much for watching Star Trek Morpheus.
Time even work!
It was
Quarter past midnight.
that was a bit of an interesting episode for you guys.
That's going to be a fun one to edit.
Thanks for watching. That was a lot of fun. Very much enjoyed that one. Please don't forget to check out Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Discord, Patreon, the podcast. Or if you're on YouTube, check out the podcast. If you're on the podcast, check out YouTube. We have Drive-Thru RPG products, and also check out friends of the channel, the Thornless Rose, who make the awesome dice rolling tray that I use, and various other things, which I've got there. Goblin Games, yay!
Keith is being replaced by a tray next week.
Yes.
Oh, you know.
Anyway, thanks very much for joining us, and we'll see you in 2 weeks for more Star Trek Morpheus. Bye-bye!